Magnificent conditions and a big crowd. The long-awaited clash at Elizabeth between Port Adelaide and the Dogs. The centre bounce. Johnson against Lounder. He gets the tag. Thomas through. He's there as well. Can't get the ball out, and the umpire will come and ball it up. Umpires Jack Hilton and David Elliott in charge. You could get a better day for football. Poor umpire Hilton taps it over towards Borlase. Wising his way through there was Girdham. Now it's John Harvey. Port Adelaide into attack. Oh, he didn't start. Lost the footing. Brady. White. Smith there as well. Brilliantly done now. Here's a chance for them to go into attack through Girdham. Well, half forward on 40. David McAdams through. Wants a handball. Graham in the pocket. That's where it's going in. Brilliant running by the Dogs. Winds the ball up in the right forward pocket, 35 metres out, 60-degree angle, and a big chance for the Dogs to have a start. Philip Graham. Very little breeze. If anything, it's wafting in from the left to right. Certainly won't have any bearing on the outcome of the game. Graham towards the southern end. The kick is home! Brilliant start, Graham!
Well, what an educated goal by Graham. I would suggest that not many people would kick a goal from there out here at Elizabeth, but he did it with consummate ease. It was a great goal by Graham, brought about by an error by John Harvey, I think dropped somewhat of a sitter, and McAdam mopped up, popped it over to Graham, and Graham got the first goal for Central into the game. Top work.
Very little breeze, and Central District going to the southern end, and that's somewhat uphill at this ground. Abernethy can't get through the pack, and he was thrown to the ground by Greg Smith, so there'll be another bounce down. Umpire John Hilton puts it down. Lounder and Johnston. Johnston takes it out of the air, gets away with a quick kick to centre half forward. Port Adelaide player there, couldn't quite mark the ball. Brady got the handball out. Here's a chance for Schwert. He overran the ball though for the Dogs. Stalemate persists, and umpire John Hilton will bounce it again.
Just trying to work out who number 3 is. It's young Belton. Whether he started in the original lineup or not. Anyway, he's wearing number 3. And he's the younger brother of Paul Belton. Belton goes through, slips it out. Pryor back, Harrison pace. Pryor well done. Brady throws it out. Botka through. Has to get the ball away in a hurry to the outer side. Ginniver's there. Quickly swooping on it, leaving behind. Pryor. Oh, did it well. A running player out of defence was Chaplin. Kick towards centre wing. Borlase. Too much pace. Thomas through, can't get it. Johnson back. Thomas still works it through. Gets the kick underway. Up towards full forward. Vandermaker gives it across. Lilly. Goal! Great stuff. The Dogs 2 goals. Port Adelaide yet to score.
That's the way to give a goal away. Rudy Vandermaker, no doubt, could have put the ball to his left foot, but he elected to feed the ball on, which he must do in that situation, to Stephen Lally, unattended in the goal square. A simple goal in the finish, but great work by the Dogs. Their quickness to the ball, nonplussed Port Adelaide in that instance. And this could be an Achilles heel for Port today. The pace of Central, certainly at the moment, is outstanding compared to their opposition. And yes, Jamie Thomas set that work up out of the middle, finished up in the hands of Stephen Lally, his first goal and his club's second.
We saw the Magpies last week at Alberton Oval against the Bays, and they were in a lot of trouble at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. They didn't start well. The way they're going so far, they're going to be in more trouble today as Big Lounder goes against Johnston. Johnston put his hand on it, indecisive. Chaplin comes away from the centre. Quick kick forward, a bad bounce, although Lally made good work of it. Fiacci threw the ball out. Abernethy furthers it for Port Adelaide. Rowe gets back for the Dogs. Reads it well. It's 1 against 2 out there, but Rowe did it well. Got it back to Girdham. Girdham doesn't mind giving it back to him. The Dogs go in towards the half-forward line again. Leslie couldn't take the mark. Rudy Vandermaker's got the ball onto the left boot. This could bounce through. It does for a point, not a goal. So the Dogs have got 2-2 now. Or is it 2-1? 2-1 they are. Port Adelaide yet to score.
And you always know Rudy Vandermaker is looming near the ball. The chant goes up, Rudy, through to his left foot, and it just trickled through from behind.
Delaney out wide towards John Harvey over the top. Abernethy, fine mark. Port Adelaide to relieve through their run-on play. No, it's going back to John Harvey, the man in front, who edges the ball out of defence towards centre wing. Stephen Williams, a leaper. Pryor over the top, quickly taken away there by the new boy in Tregenza. Ball ace, missed his teammate. Chance now for Lally, the last goal kicker. Back to Brady, under pressure. They still can't get it out. Harrison towards the half-forward line. It's hard work in there, and the umpire will come and ball it up on Port Adelaide's half-forward line.
Dogs looking good, attacking to the southern end. Port Adelaide haven't looked like scoring to this point. Flounder against Darren Smith in there. Through goes Abernethy. G here started well for Port Adelaide. He's the spark. Hodges couldn't mark the ball. Botka did well. Handballed out. Young Belton dives on top of it, tries to get it out. Scott Hodges tapped it with the open hand. The handball came out again from Harrison. A bit of a stalemate there. The umpire calls play on, but it does come out now. Here's a chance for Stephen Williams. He was the inspiration last week against the Bays. He got it over to Harrison. Harrison, a quick snap away, but that's way offline. In fact, he's booted it out on the full, and Daisy, they're under a bit of pressure up there.
Oh, you're not wrong. I just heard the pre-match address of Neil Curleys as I came into the ground, Peter, and he was getting them stirred up, I can tell you, and they've come out of the blocks like a rocket. Oh, Russell Johnson did it like a rover, shoots for goal, and the umpire indicates that it's just offline. 1 point only. But, gee, the big fellow did it very well indeed. Port Adelaide 2 points, the Dogs 2-1.
You're right, Ian. Top work by Russell Johnson. For a man of his size to gallop off like a rover and shoot for goal would probably deserve the better fate.
Botka kicks out for the Dogs. Goes long, but it's not marked by Darren Smith. It came through and it's pushed out by Jamie Thomas. Picked up finally by Borlase. Now Rowan Smith, he was caught, got the handball out just. Gee, the tackling's tight. The umpire's going to pay it free to Port Adelaide. It goes to Tim Ginniver for holding on. The lead is on from Hodges. He's in front. Has a bit of a knock away. Here's a chance for Port Adelaide. Stephen Williams picks it up. A quick snap is offline. A point only, but Port Adelaide now starting to attack. They're 2 points. The Dogs are 2-1.
Just worked it out who's missing, Peter. David Brown's not out there. I'm just wondering who Port Adelaide has got playing centre. I think it's Borlase as Botka edges the ball out to the outer side. Late on the scene, Borlase. Here's a chance. Tregenza edge towards goal, puts the kick underway, and he's offline. Port Adelaide just starting to recover a little bit from the onslaught that the Dogs threw at them. They've got 3 points on the board.
One thing we learned about Tregenza is quick. That was very quick work by Tregenza. He speared away from the pack and had a flying shot for goal and just missed.
One thing Jack Carr would be happy about as Lally takes the mark at half-back is that his on-ball players have started well. Russell Johnston, Abernethy and Tim Ginniver. That goes to Schwert for Central District. He's still behind centre wing. Left foots it up towards centre wing. A punch away there by Phillips, but well done by Graham as he pushes it through to the running Rowe. Rowe picks it up, gets a quick handball out. Girdham there. Came in very hard against Phillips, but it's gone out of bounds.
Peter, we suggested this morning on Channel 10 that we thought Mandamaker would play full forward. He certainly is. Philip Graham's a centre-half forward.
Hard to estimate the crowd out here with the big mounds, but I reckon it's got to be 12,000. Hooked towards the half-forward line there by Chaplin. Leslie sends it out again up towards centre wing. There it's Borlase, not quite. Tregenza it was. Now picked up Belton. The flanking player, Harvey Smith with him. But the ball once again tumbled over the line. It's hard work out there at the moment. The Dogs are 2-1, Port Adelaide 3 points.
Excellent conditions here at Elizabeth Oval, as Daisy has said. Should be an outstanding game of football as Brady comes over the top there of Smith, as Abernethy gets a quick kick over the top of the head. A punch on there by the Port Adelaide forward players. Here's another chance for them as they go forward. Abernethy, left boot. Hodges in front. Oh, he is a dangerous player. He was the spark along with Stephen Williams last week that caused the upset against the Bays. Well, if you want to call it an upset, it certainly was if you made a judgment 10 minutes into the second quarter. Scott Hodges has been somewhat of a pleasant surprise for Jack Cale this year. He's going to try and check-side it. The Magpies need one, and they have got one. Scott Hodges belts it through. Port Adelaide at 1-3, the Dogs 2-1 on 10 Sports Action.
It must be said that Scott Hodges has emerged as the great white hope of the Port Adelaide Football Club this season. They were struggling up forward for the early part of the bit. They're getting goals spasmodically from Darren Smith and co. Then Hodges had a dash at it, and he's gone from strength to strength. Last week, 5 great goals, and this week, starts off for Port Adelaide's first.
Well, now the Dogs will have to steady. Port Adelaide starting to sneak the initiative. At the centre bounce, it'll be Johnson against Lounder. Good bounce by the umpire. Perfect, in fact. Lounder maybe. Abernethy again. Rowan Smith flanking Abernethy to the half-forward line. Out charges Hodges. Bad bounce. Quickly picked up there by Hines. Smith, walk-in goal. Cannot miss. And Port Adelaide hits the front. First goal to Smith. Second to the Magpies. 2-3 to 2-1 on 10 Sports Action.
Oh boy, it's been a real turnabout in the last 5 minutes of play. All central for the first 5, all poor for the second 5. And great hand pass by Hines, very unselfish. Over to Darren Smith, unmarked, and he kicked a simple goal for a man of his ability, and Port Adelaide hit the front.
As we mentioned earlier, certainly the sporting public here in South Australia have been looking forward to this one all week. Lounder and Johnston again in the centre. Johnston's done pretty well in there. He gets his hand on it again and pulls it back to Abernethy. That's working for Port Adelaide in the centre. The Dogs haven't worked out that check side that they've got in there as Johnston does it again to Darren Smith. Quick kick away. Ginnivan put it out to Belton. He left the ball behind. He recovered well though against Scott Lee. He's got it again. Just gets rid of it. In comes Chaplin. Chaplin's got a couple of players he can use. He tries that one in Thomas. Scott Lee. Long kick up towards centre half forward. Lally is there in front, can't mark the ball. Fiarchi through the pack. He's in top form, Fiarchi, but he's beaten on that occasion by Gurdon. Bad bounce out there. Hanley couldn't pick it up. Fiarchi in like a terrier. Out the back it comes to Lally. Lally's got a big chance from about 40 metres out. And he's put it through. Lally's got 2 goals from his third kick. The Dogs back in front now. 3-1. Port Adelaide 2-3 on 10 Sports Action.
By gee, does Stephen Lally know where the goals are? 2 stats so far in this game for 2 excellent goals. And they aren't easy when you've got to get it and throw it to your foot and spear it towards the goals in a hurried fashion. And Lally, well, that was top work. His second goal already. And obviously Central District, they've got plenty of faith in these 2 little rovers. They've got Chaplin and Lally. They are 2 top little people.
Just trying to find a breeze. The sock on the other side of the ground is positively limp. So that's not going to worry, although I got the impression that Lally's ball stood up into the breeze a little. Smith went without the footy, but in the meantime, a free kick's going to Russell Johnson. Rowan Smith wants it passed off, but the big fellow will wobble one long. Up towards the lead of Hodges. Within there is Hines, big leap Hines. Hodges at the back. Ginnivan couldn't. Who's for grabs? Sutherland getting back on it. In there quickly, Hodges. Over the top, Harrison. Back in defence as well is Chaplin, and the umpire will ball it up 30 metres out in front of Port Adelaide's goal.
The Dogs are 3-1. There's a change about to be made. Eddie Hocking appears to be getting ready. Darren Smith took it out of the air, but another stalemate, and we'll see another bounce down about 25 metres from the Dog goal.
Peter Babin's coming on the ball too. He's run conservative 75 metres from the forward line to take over the rucking duties from Lounder.
It wouldn't take him long to get there. He's pretty quick. Chaplin comes away from the back pocket, has a bounce. Been in great form. That's his 5th kick, and Hanley marks the ball at half back. Graham takes off at centre half forward. Hanley saw him, but he brings it towards centre wing. Butler had a chance to mark it, let it go completely. Foster for Port Adelaide, a quick kick away, a high one. Rowan Smith over the top. Stephen Abernethy it was, no mark. Another stalemate. There'll be a bounce down between centre wing and left half forward flank for the Bulldogs.
There's the tactics, Peter. Lounder's gone off the ground. Hocking's taking his place in the forward pocket.
The bounce on the half forward line for Port Adelaide. Smith to Smith. That's Darren de Greg around the corner. Leslie, almost a half volley. Now Ginnivan. Port Adelaide to the half forward line. Rowe against Tregenza. The crumbs, Abernethy can't quite find it. Harrison can out wide. Borlase 45 metres out, puts it on its way. Struggling for distance. Botka within there. Hodges might concede the point, and that they do. Port Adelaide move on now to 2-4. The Dogs are 3-1.
Certainly a tight game in our hands.
Botka comes to the grandstand side now. Oh, I think Darren Smith will cut it off. He does. He cut off the lead of Thomas there, and gee, Darren Smith's in good form. A long kick, centres that one. Where's Hodges? And Hines is there, and so is Hodges. Hodges took the mark, out in front of the pack. And boy, oh boy, is this man playing well. He rarely makes an error. Vice-like grip on the ball. He's about 15 metres directly in front of goal, and he should put Port Adelaide back in front.
but he rarely misses.
15 minutes into the first quarter, and it has been an outstanding start to this game. Scott Hodges straight through the centre, as Graham Campbell said. He rarely misses. Porter back in front, 3-4, the Dogs 3-1 on 10 Sports Action.
Yes, I must admit, I don't know his accuracy rate this year, but he'll be on a par with Stephen Nichols on a pro-rata number of scoring shots. He really does line them up beautifully and pop them through. That's his second goal. Port Adelaide's sneak ahead again by 3 points, and there's a real classic clash in our hands at the moment.
One of his abilities, Graham, is to, grab the ball with his feet on the ground. He's strong. Reminds me of Rex Johns of the 60s. At the bounce will be in ruck now Bubner in opposition to Johnson. Bubner's tap but not effective. Smith through. Brilliantly done. Oh, they took it off one another. Rowan Smith back. Jamie Thomas. Now ball Hayes. Rowan Smith again. Handley in and Handley out. Leslie gives it across to Foster. Does it well to get it back after losing it on the smother. Puts it back towards centre wing. Well stood. Pryor comes out wide. McAdam clear. The Dogs can bound. Off goes McAdam. Smith won't get him. Puts out the pass. McNamara. Lace out. Brilliantly done. Nothing Delaney could do about it. And Big Rudy's got a chance from 25 metres.
Indeed, that's good with McAdam. He wraps the ball up and takes it away with him like he's taking a bag of shopping home.
It looks like he's going in second gear, Graham, but I assure you he's not. You'll know as soon as we do. That's going to come back. Not enough. Started to come back, then just faded away. A point only to the tall dog full forward.
And you wouldn't see a better pass than that, as Ian Day said. Lace up. Rudy Mandamaker had it made for him on that occasion, and this McAdam is certainly an exciting player.
Yes, the kick out from Delaney to the grandstand side, and could have come undone because Handley was right on the spot. But Martin Leslie does a pretty good job. Talking about accuracy, Graham Campbell, Nichols for Woodville 39-9, only 9 points this year. Scott Hodges 32-13, so he is very accurate. Rudy Mandamaker 33-11, so is he. Stephen Williams on centre wing, floats one forward, getting back is Schwert. Harrison is his opponent. In comes Scott Lee, that's holding the ball. No doubt about that. That's by way of a contrast to Graham. Roberts for North Adelaide has kicked 38-28. So that's the difference. Harrison's kick is a brilliant one. Hines in front, takes the mark. Port Adelaide playing well. It's a bit of a Tate there at left half forward flank. Now a goal here from Hines. And it wouldn't be that difficult. He can certainly make the distance. It's just a question of whether he can find the space between the two big uprights. They've had 7 scoring shots in about the last 12 minutes, Port Adelaide. That's a delightful looking kick. He has found the distance. He has. The goal to Hines. Port Adelaide further in front. 4-4 now to the Dogs. 3-2 on 10 Sports Action.
All of a sudden, Central District now looking at a double-pronged Port Adelaide attack game by that mark and goal to David Hines. Certainly, Scott Hodges has done the job so far, but all of a sudden, the other guy jumped out of the pocket. He's got a height advantage over Paul Sullivan, as most resting pocket types would have. He's only what you might call a Collingwood 6-footer. He took the mark relatively easy and popped it through.
A 20-point turnaround in the last 15 minutes. The Dogs in front by 12 now, Port Adelaide by 8. Johnson against Bubner. Johnson's tap. Stephen Williams through. Surely that's got to go in the ball. Ball farmed out there from Lally. Gives it away. Pryor centre wing. Rowan Smith. Now Edwards. That's Phillips. Gets it out to Dragenza. Williams through the half-forward line. Out goes Hodges again. Brilliantly put. Well, the Dogs have got a problem. The way this young man's playing early in the game, Mark Botka's got his hands full. Only 35 metres out. Accuracy plus. No breeze. Well, I don't think that one's going to score. He's only put it up for grabs. Back in defence, it was Schwert. Here's a chance now for Thomas to run it out of defence.
McAdam it is now for the Dogs with a long handball over the top to Handley. The Dogs looking good on this side of the ground as McAdam gives it back to Handley. Handley goes for a run and gets caught. Oh, he missed Graham, or he found him. Graham missed the ball. Handley went over the top of the Port Adelaide player, and it will be a free kick to Russell Johnston as the Dogs seemed to have the run of the ball there, but they made a couple of errors. Russell Johnston is playing very well for the Magpies. Looking for Darren Smith. Bubner over the top. Very casually done and also expertly done as he puts it out very wide to the lead of Smith. Smith will mark that ball in front of Harvey and play on. Been in scintillating form recently, and have a look at the kick to Graham. Nonchalant ease as Graham takes off. Can he kick a goal? He's about 50 metres out and he's missed. 1 point only. The Dog supporters thought it was another one. 3-3 the Dogs. Port Adelaide 4-4.
Kick in more by Delaney. It's a shocker. Belton got it. He's still in play. The crowd got out. I agree with the umpire. As Belton puts it back, McAdam. He'll need Girdham. No, he doesn't. Duck the chutney. That's holding the ball. Quite right. And the crowd go berserk. Don't like it at all. Had his chance. Ran into Fisiarchi. Down went the head. And he lost the football.
The Archie to centre wing, no mark taken. Off hands, it comes out again to Lally. Played well. Graham in front, he's also playing well. He's a different sort of opponent for Greg Phillips to have to stand. He's slightly unorthodox the way he moves around. He's a lot quicker than he looks too. Manamaker on a lead. Can't get quite to the drop of the ball. Delaney's with him. Had it, then lost it. Big Rudy gets back on the ball. Fiarchi sat on it. Picked up by Chaplin. He's got a chance, Chaplin. He makes no error. Puts it through for his first goal. From his 6th kick. The Dogs 4-3 now, trailing Port Adelaide 4-4 on 10 Sports Action.
Well, I touched on it before. I said the Chaplin-Lally combination would give great pain to the Port side today, and certainly they've proved very damaging so far. And Chaplin, like his counterpart Lally, certainly knows where the goals are. He's kicked the bundle on a couple of occasions this year. He had his chance then and popped it straight through. Top work by young Chaplin, and it's a great game in our hands here with 1 point the difference with about 3 minutes to go.
At the bounce, Johnson again. Bubner doing better than Lounder, who couldn't get off the ground. Bubner against Johnson. Bubner's leap. Couldn't thump the ball clear. In goes Belton. Out wide. Free kick will go to Stephen Williams in fine form after kicking 4 last week and playing a big hand in Port Adelaide's win over the Bay. Darren Smith puts it back inboard. Too far ball Hayes. Girdham. Tango's in and out of trouble. Scott Lee. Pryor the runner, McAdam in support, missed it, but he's got time. Half-back flank, under the arm it goes again, tucks it away, close to the line, Chaplin at centre wing.
Oh, they're moving the ball on with great reflex, Central District. They're certainly a vastly different side to what we saw last year. Up goes McAdam! The Rovers taken one over the ruckman. What a big leap that was. Eddie Hocking has brought this crowd alive. They're still clapping. Now he has his kick. He's kicked it to centre half forward and straight to Martin Leslie. And what a sensation.
Deserves the goal, that, Pete.
Martin Leslie to Delaney. And this Port Adelaide defence is pretty good. Won the game last week against the Bays. Well, it set up the win. The forwards had to convert, but Delaney's got the ball now and he's thinking about it and finally has a kick. Borlase will be outmarked by Bubner. Bubner's just a very good player. Fills a lot of gaps, but he just kicked it into the man on the mark. Recovers to Rowe. Rowe a quick kick away. Forward pocket. Delaney's there. He'll mark it. And does. Wasn't easy, and he passes it out to Russell Johnston.
Johnson will come grandstand side. Phillips makes space, and that's where it ends. Off the half-back line. Around the corner, Rowan Smith at fine half volley will go back to Phillips in the double play. Through the half-back line again. John Harvey, well done. Thomas. Foster. Clear. Whips it out. Abernethy. Port a chance. Wide is Tregenza. They're going in towards Borlase, getting back on the footy. He's got it. Half forward line, the running player Tregenza through. Might give it back in the double, whips it over. Ginniver's going to run into trouble. They lost it. Swirt getting back in there and brilliantly done as Scott Lee comes out of defence. Girdham gets it next. McAdam in the van, and that's where the ball will end.
McAdam on centre wing, played on to Smith. Smith had to get rid of it very quickly. Right on the boundary line. Smith's in top form. Playing that ball in front of him, gets caught, back to McAdam, here's a go, Vandermaker's on a lead, McAdam's in trouble, he gets caught, what a great tackle from Greg Phillips. Well, close to holding the ball, but the umpire says throw it in, that wide half-forward flank.
But I think he mesmerised the umpire, who took the ball home again. And when Phillips tackled, the umpire never had the heart to play it against him.
What an exciting player holding the ball for mine. Johnson, Rowan, Smith, John Harvey. Now Geneva, he's going to run into trouble. Oh, he's snookered. Gets out of it well, no one laid a hand on him. Drives the ball up towards Bubner again, the big leap, Braddy. Chaplin, he'll need help, hasn't got the footy. Now Bubner playing to advantage. Graham, out goes Mandamaker, he's on the lead. Mandamaker! 30 metres out right in front, and you could see it 1 minute ago that it was all going to happen. It was like a well-played, well-laid-out map.
It was orchestrated, Ian.
You're not wrong. Hope that's musical. Mandamaker plus 15 metres. Well, I can't understand that. Delaney had nothing to gain at all by trying to inch over the line, or should I say centimetre over the line in this day of metrics. But all it's done is brought Mandamaker right on the edge of the square. Big Rudy won't miss this. And he'll resume the lead for the Dogs. Mandamaker yet to kick a goal, point blank range. Does not miss. The Dogs in front. 5-3 to 4-4 on 10 Sports Action.
Yes, well, it was a perfect pass, of course, to the big man. He doesn't often mark on his chest, Rudy. He likes the high ball, where he can use his extreme height to advantage, but on this occasion he gave a great lead out in front of him, plucked it out of the air, and I don't know what Delaney did wrong then. He obviously was over the mark, and when told to come back, he, well, once again, obviously didn't, and paid the penalty and made a somewhat easy goal for Rudy Mandamaker. His first for the game, his club's fifth.
Yes, Roger Delaney has the propensity to commit those little nagging misdemeanours that the umpires don't like, and he pays for it. The Dogs in front by 5 points. 2 minutes into time on. Russell Johnston again played a brilliant quarter of football. Puts it up to centre half forward. No height there for Port Adelaide as Belton couldn't mark it. Scott Lee's in a big amount of trouble. Darren Smith to Stephen Williams, going on from his form last week. Also Abernethy puts it into the pocket. Harrison's on the lead and marks the ball. I don't think he can score from there. Hasn't had a big quarter. Out in front of the scoreboard, he is approaching this kick with some look of confidence. 45, 50 metres out, has given it a big chance. In the square, big leap there, no mark taken. The ball is pushed out. Geneva can't get boot to ball, but he's going to get a free kick for a high tackle. Well, umpire Hilton would have been about 5 feet away from that, and I don't think there's anyone at this ground that had a better view. So I think we'll assume from that that it was there. Geneva, 20, 25 metres out. Can he put Port Adelaide back in front? No, he can't. He's missed the 4-5. The Dogs are 5-3.
Did you notice, Pete, he had a couple of skips coming in to kick that ball, which I think in some way probably put him off, and he's missed it comprehensively.
He wound up like a 7-day clock, Graham. I'd agree with you as he drives out to Bubner. At the back there, Rowe, well done. Rowe, short to the half-forward line, intercepted. Abernethy playing well on the first quarter. Bombs a long one right up towards Harrison. Over the top, Hines in front. Fine marks work. Doing his job on the half-back line as he pops it up for Chaplin. Chaplin possibly hasn't gained a great deal. They edge the ball out of defence with keepies off. Trevor Rowe down from wing on the half-back flank to edge the Dogs out of defence. They lead by 4 points. Drives it back towards centre wing. Graham is there. With him up there was Abernethy. Graham. Johnson, oh, Graham beat the lot of them. Did it beautifully, got through well. Here's a chance. They go into attack now through Gurdon. Jamie Thomas half forward on. He goes for home with a long one. Not on that occasion, and Delaney gets back to take the easy mark.
And plays on. Holds the ball for a long time. Leslie gives it back to him. Well, that one-handed stuff was a bit dangerous back there, but it paid off. Viarchi now. Kick away. Darren Smith taps it or tries to tap it further. Belton played that pretty well with the body. Brady's in a bit of trouble. The umpire says holding the ball. Play on's the call. No, it'll come back. Brady's saying to the umpire he's not quite with it, but I've got a feeling that that was the right decision. Geneva, we saw a lead. Ball Hayes was the proponent of that. Puts it out to Rowan Smith. Here's a go, Port Adelaide. Straight to centre half forward, Stephen Williams. And short to Abernethy, and he thinks about it. Well, there's a bit of tap dancing there, but I think on that occasion that Umpire Jack Hilton said, well, we might have taken a little bit of a shuffle, but it wasn't much.
But clever stuff by Stephen Williams. He felt he wouldn't have kicked it from there. He knows Abernathy has a prodigious kick of the ball and gave it to him straight away.
Let's see if he can make it with his kick. Abernathy, he's made the distance, but not the accuracy. Port Adelaide 4-6, the Dogs 5-3, and what a marvellous quarter of football this has been.
Well, you're not wrong, Peter. 10 kicks Abernathy. Most players don't get that in a full game. Botka, the lead of Bubner. Ball age is going to be a flyer. Rowan Smith, beautifully done on the left, and that's going to miss by a kilometre, just off line of, in actual fact, 1 point only. Takes the Magpies now on to 4-7 to 5-3. Graham Campbell, can you pick a scoring end at this early stage of the game?
I really can't, and I'd say that the win is negligible, and both sides have a chance of scoring equally as well either end of the ground.
Save and accept that the southern end's uphill. Abernathy couldn't take the mark. Wasn't a bad effort though. Plenty of players in there, and a stalemate. By John Hilton will bounce it.
Not having played here, Pert, I don't realise that. Uphill, is it?
Oh, I think it is, Graham, from my memory. Bubner got a clear tap away, but straight to a Port Adelaide nest of players. Abernathy again from Geneva. Quick kick around the corner. Hodges over the top, but the siren has gone. Fantastic quarter of football at quarter time. The Dogs lead 5-3, Port Adelaide 4-7 on 10 Sports Action. Second quarter here at Elizabeth Oval, the Dogs leading by 2 points only, but what a magnificent first quarter it was. The Dogs going to the northern end now as Bubner gets the tap at the centre of the ground. Smith tried to bust through the pack. McAdam finally got a handball away. Hanley kicks it off the ground. Hocking couldn't mark the ball. What a sensational mark it was in the first quarter. Picking up Harvey. Rowe, a quick kick back, but it'll go straight to a Port Adelaide defender and John Harvey. He's at centre half back. Thinks about the outer side, uses the left boot finally to Delaney. Delaney doesn't mind leaving that key defensive area to come out and set up the play. Abernathy wants to play on. He doesn't have to, he's got 15 metres in his favour. He's on centre wing. Had a big quarter, first quarter. That's his 12th kick. Sullivan uses the body well, goes back and takes a fine mark.
Yes, getting back to Abernathy, he's out-pointing Smith at the moment, doing more damage. The kick is back towards Bubner. That's a good mark. North Adelaide looked better with him in ruck for sure. Pryor quickly onto the boot. He didn't look much. McAdam coming to meet it strongly. Back there was Harrison. I think it was John Harvey who came to meet it but missed it. And the ball is out of play at centre wing. 4-7 to 5-3. Bubner. Then Johnson. Johnson's clever tap. Rowan Smith, if he can pick it up. The running player now is Borlase. Out wide is Stephen Williams. Port Adelaide into attack. Now Abernathy again on the left leg to the half-forward line. Tregenza, Rowe, aerial ping-pong. Harrison will need a running player. Try to get it this way, has to go back that way. Hooks in high, won't make the distance. One-on-one, Hodges, Botka at the back. It's Sutherland, and he's quite happy to concede the point.
Not often you see two number 47s opposing each other. We are today, and Trevor Rowe and young Tregenza.
I think it's probably a first, Graham. Sure it is. I'm not going to try and think of another occasion it happened, put it that way. Botka's kick out, thumped away by Johnston. Chaplin mops up well, as a Rover should. The kick's not good, though, because it gives Rowan Smith the run of it, and that's what he likes. Out in front. Phillips, Darren Smith. Darren Smith is a key player there at half-forward, back to Rowan Smith. Well, they've used plenty of possessions to get to that point, but still, they play well, Port Adelaide. Rowan Smith, as long as he can, the lead is on from Hodges. Rowe cuts it off, though. Cuts it off well, but he paid for it. And he did pay for it. He's down on his haunches, and I think he's in a bit of trouble.
Yes, Pete, the umpire's quite right not allowing the advantage. You must pay a mark. You can't say the player with the ball can go on with it.
Chaplin plays it on, and he just finds Jamie Thomas on centre wing, but the umpire's going to play it on.
Harvey has to go for the line under pressure. The ball out of play. The umpire getting a send-off from the Dog crowd. I think the umpires are used to it these days. Throw in at centre wing. Bubner over the top, but gets it to Regenza. Ball A's the runner. Handball's in Hope. McAdam winds through, needs help, finds it in row, goes out wide, Girdham. Now the chance for the Dogs. We'll get run down. The running player is Swert. Brilliantly tackled by Abba. Girdham in again, trying to atone for his mistake. Can't get out, and the umpire will come and ball it up centre field.
Smith having a lot of trouble with Abernethy today. This is the best that I have seen Abernethy play this year. He's really taking the ball away from the packs, not only in a receiving sense, but he's getting in and getting it as well as Smith tries to break the pack. Can't. Jamie Thomas plays it out to Rowe. Rowe a quick kick and a high kick. Big leap, Leslie. Judged it to perfection. He's got Rowan Smith on the outer side, but he chooses grandstand side and he finds Greg Phillips. Phillips had a marvellous game last week. Tregenza's on his own. Phillips doesn't want him and he screw punts out of defence. Past centre wing, up goes Belton. Oh, big leap, plays it on. Now Tregenza, dispossessed by Smith. Smith did it well. Quick handball back to Girdham, over the top Bubner. Bubner can take it to half forward if he wants to, but didn't want to. Now Manamaker, 1 against 2 out there. Rudy taps it off the ground. Phillips picks it up. Handball's back to Fiarchi, and he in turn goes to centre wing. Harvey. Here's a big chance for Port Adelaide as Harvey goes over the top. Ginnivan now up to half forward. Hodges on a lead. It's Hines, in fact. And he's paid the mark. Oh, he didn't have much of it. He got a whack on the right side of the face. I thought it might have been for that. But this Hines can certainly take a mark for Port Adelaide. David Hines kicked a goal in the first quarter. Don't know if he can make the distance. It's a powerful kick. He has put that straight through the centre. 2 goals to David Hines. A brilliant effort. Port Adelaide in front. They're 5-8. The Dogs 5-3 on 10 Sports Action.
Well, we talked about the two-pronged attack of Port Adelaide. It certainly has had its moments today. And David Hines, one might argue he didn't hold the ball long enough, but nonetheless it could have been a side infringement around about the head area. But he barrelled the goal from a good 55 metres out, a top goal. Screw punt and a split the centre.
5-8 to 5-3. Port Adelaide resume the lead. I get the impression it might be a hard slog from here. We've seen the pretty stuff. Now the hard work begins. Bubner against Johnson. Bubner's tap not effective. Well taken, Abba. Gives a chance now to Belton. Belton to the half-forward line. Darren Smith, good mark. A lot of courage there. Back into the pack. Clear as Hines. That's the way it's going to end. Hines has been not paid the mark. Back now to Geneva, and it is! Oh! Belton it is. Belton's first goal. Port Adelaide eke out their lead. 6-8 to 5-3 on 10 Sports Action.
Well, they made hard work of that, Port. They had a chance to score from the resultant mark, but the kick to Hines was a little off line, and Hines wasn't able to snare the ball, but gave it out to Belton, who made no mistake. Nice little goal to Belton. Typical Rovers goal.
Well, Port Adelaide starting to look very good. 14 scoring shots to 8, and I don't know that I've seen them play better than this this year. Bubner easily in the centre. Jamie Thomas, an ineffective kick away. Centre half forward Graham picks it up, puts it out wide towards Girdham. It's Foster for Port Adelaide in front of Hocking. Foster G did that well. Tried to handball over the top, but it went to Hocking. Hocking to McAdam. Gilbert McAdam lines up, makes no error. His first goal from the Port Adelaide era. 6-3 the Dogs, Port Adelaide 6-8 on 10 Sports Action.
Oh, great piece of work by Eddie Hocking then. A lot of players on receiving that ball may have had a quick shot for goal themselves, but he fed the hand pass unerringly to Gilbert McAdam. A bit of a folk hero out here is McAdam. When he gets the ball, he excites the people in the stand, and there's plenty of reasons for that, of course, and he's put the centre of that goal, that kick, a great goal by McAdam, and they sneak closer to Port once again. 5 points of difference.
Yes, it's goal for goal almost at the bounce. Bubner against Russell Johnson. Line ball, that one, or Smith went through but went without the footy. Williams drives out wide. Belton is killing Lee on the half-forward line. He goes for home with a long one, puts it on its way. He's disappointed, as are the Magpie fans when it missed by a fair bit. 1 point only to Belton, certainly justifying his place in the side. 6-9 to 6-3.
And Greg Smith definitely has a preset plan, a set of bounces. He runs straight at the ball. And by gee, if he takes it with him one of these days, they might get a goal out of it.
Yes, I don't think it's paying off though, Graham. And we see Jamie Thomas might have a facial injury too there in the centre of the ground. As the players jump on the ball, Brady it was, Sullivan, Rowe, Lally, quick handball to Smith. Thomas wants it and gets it. He's got over that problem. He may have got a finger in the eye. Back to Smith. Short to Girdham it is. Back to Smith. Smith's fired up. Handley. Quick kick Handley. A high kick. Vandermaker in front. Can't take the mark. Fiarchi got through. How, I don't know. He's having a horrible time down there with those Rovers though as he gets out of trouble. Then into trouble. Graham has got the ball. 35, 40 metres out, puts it up high. Oh, that's a great kick, Graham. He's put it through. His second goal from his 6th kick. They've hit the front, the Dogs. They're 7-3. In fact, the score's a level. The Dogs 7-3, Port Adelaide 6-9 on 10 Sports Action.
So you talk about persevering, and Philip Graham, who's playing a centre-half forward today, which some people might argue he hasn't got the physical capabilities to play there, but he's certainly given up trumps today so far. He's been a will-o'-the-wisp in the forward line. That's his second goal for the game, and Central, as Peter just said, have now drawn this game at this point in time.
Top game of footy. Even Stevens and Elizabeth at the bounce. Bubner against Johnson. Favours Bubner somewhat, though he had to stand his ground. Lally can't. Williams airy. Borlase in there. Lally over the top. Gee, it's hard work in the pile there. Might have been a high tackle. That's the way it will go. Borlase from centre field. Still playing with that heavy strap around the thigh. He had it last week. Didn't seem to hamper him a great deal. Could be a corky as he drives long to the half-forward line. Darren Smith. Oh, that's a top mark. Trevor Rowe showed courage. That's the second shellacking he's had in this quarter. He'll put it out wide to Thomas. Thomas at centre, looking for a running player. Rowe gives him one, but he doesn't want him. He's going to kick long. He powers a big one up towards the half-forward line. Handley there. Fiarchi back in defence for Port Adelaide. Goes out wide. The bodies will go in. Belton in front. Smith cleverly over now. Scott Lee puts it out looking for Hocking. Back there with him is Foster. Girdham beats the tackle. Needs help. Gets out of it well. Puts out the pass. Handley. See, I tell you what, it was only just 10. Down goes Lally. Well spoilt. Port Adelaide might get out of this yet. Fiarchi through. Leaves the footy behind. In goes Girdham. Gives Foster a chance. Now Bubner. Gee, it's hard body work out there. It comes back to Graham. He got it from Lally. Graham gets out of trouble, Will. Puts out a pass, but it's a shocker and finds Fiarchi.
Well, he had a chance to set it up to Graham in the right pocket out there as Delaney easily for Port Adelaide out of defence. Looking for Tregenza, centre wing. Abernethy over the top. Rowe it is. Mopping up for the Dogs. Thomas. Short. Oh, what a good effort by Thomas. Didn't need to bother about Chaplin when in fact probably could have gone for goal. Rowan Smith, John Harvey, they might pay for it, the Dogs. On a long lead is Hines. The man in front out there was Scott Lee, couldn't mark the ball. Harrison. Abernethy, quick kick away, he had to, and he found a player. Hines, here's a go. Darren Smith is on his own. A walk-up start here, a goal. Darren Smith, no problems. He's just booted his second goal. Port Adelaide 7-9, the Dogs 7-3 now on 10 Sports Action.
Oh, it's a helter-skelter game. First one side has an advantage than the other, and each side in turn are paying for their sometimes ball handling mistakes. And that was a quick kick by Hines to Darren Smith, lurking free, and he popped it through for his second goal of the game. There's some great forward work by both sides being on display today.
Gee, they're playing attacking football. Many loose players just waiting in the centre of the ground to set up the attack. Not much defensive work. Lounder back to give Bubner a spell against Johnson. He doesn't get a spell. He's in there pitching again, gets the kick away up towards Belton. Here's a chance. Jennifer now on the left leg to the half-forward line. Out charges Hines. Hodges there with him. Sullivan at the back. Hodges. Now Hines. You'll want help from there. In the pocket. Hooks around the corner. Hodges! Well, no question he looked for him. Top mark. Difficult angle. He check-sided a similar shot at goal in the first quarter with success. and this time he's got any breeze with him. Might even check side this one. We can't see the grip on the footy, but we certainly can tell from the trajectory of the ball. Now he goes for the straight drop punt, and it was only just an average effort. 7-10 Port Adelaide, 7-3 the Dogs.
I repeat though, from that side of the ground here at Elizabeth, it is a very difficult goal.
Botker for the Dogs brings it to the grandstand side. Sullivan's going to have to work. He's got Rowe further. The handball is a bit weak. They could pay for it again. Geneva slams one in, centres the ball. Hines, Hodges, there's plenty of players there. Harrison stays down for Port Adelaide, and he's kicked his first. Oh, they look good, the Magpies. 8-10 now, the Dogs. 7-3 on 10 Sports Action.
And Phil Harrison loves driving those falling situation balls like that, and he made no error whatsoever. Harrison, he mopped it up beautifully. Grabbed hold of it, forced onto his wrong foot, but that doesn't seem to worry him. He popped it through from some 30 metres out, and Port now streak away. They're 13 points in front, playing well.
I would not think that Knuckle Curley would be happy about that. Totally undisciplined defence by the Dogs. They all flew. No one waiting down. 8-10 to 7-3 at the bounce. Lounder against Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised if Port Adelaide's taken the ball out of the centre more than the Dogs. Smith on this occasion tries to get through, but the umpire will come and bounce.
It's a set plan, Ian. From the check side of the pack, Smith always rushes at the ball. The centre bounces. Hasn't got away with it yet, but it might be coming.
Well, it's 8-4 out of the centre favour of Port Adelaide. Thump clear. Schwert hasn't got the footy. The umpire played that pretty well. He got a free kick at centre half back and go out wide to the lead there of Girdham. Not Girdham, is it Girdham? All that, yeah, no, Thomas, I beg your pardon. Thomas. Between wing and centre. Up towards Lally. Back,
Phillips was in front. Certainly no one else marked it. Goes for the screw punt out of defence. Tregenza couldn't put his hand on it. Ball A's, clever handball. Belton for the Magpies, centre half forward. No mark taken in there. Schwert, Brady, not Brady, it was Scott Lee in fact fighting for the ball, so we'll see a bounce down just between centre and centre half forward for Port Adelaide. 18 scoring shots to 10. Port Adelaide to this point has been the better side. Chapman can't do much with it. Free kick will in fact go to that player. Runs out of centre half back now. Chips one away towards Scott Lee. Lee's got a bit of space out there. Comes into McAdam. He's in front and will play on. He always does. Away he goes. Threads his way through the pack like a magician. Over the top he goes again to Graham, but that might come undone. Hanley. Oh, quick snap away. Full forward. No mark taken. Fiarchi for Port Adelaide will try to come out. Holding the ball. An error by Fiarchi, but also a brilliant tackle by Lally.
And don't the stand agree with that one, Pete? The pro-centralistic stand certainly agree with that free kick.
Not wrong, Graham. So Lally has been productive from the pocket, booted 2 goals from that spot in the first quarter. As Graham Campbell says, he knows where the goals are. Kick is on the way and he has made no error. Dead centre. A good tackle, good goal. The Dogs 8-3, Port Adelaide 8-10 on 10 Sports Action.
Yes, it was definitely a free kick. He caught George Fiarchi cold with that one. I think George had the impression he might have got around Stephen Lally, but the tackle was so clever and so complete that George had nowhere to go. And he paid dearly, and so did his club.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if there were 2 threes. I thought he threw the ball first before he ever dropped it, but you don't change tack in defence without taking the consequences. 8-10 to 8-3. Lounder against Johnson. Johnson's tap not effective, and the umpire will come and ball it up again. 17-18 minutes into the second quarter. Been a top exhibition. Port by 7 points. Moving well. Leslie Kahn. What are they going to give him a free kick for that for? Or is it going to Thomas? No. It's going against Lounder, I think, and it's going towards Abernethy. Not quite sure what for, Graham.
Well, Lounder knocked the umpire's hand away too, and the umpire tried to tell him why they played the free kick against him.
Well, they paid the mark. Belton on the left leg, puts it up for Hodges. Botka's there with him. Swert back in the fence. Hodges couldn't quite. Harrison at the bottom of the pack. Brady over the top. Tregenza watches, and down goes Swert for the count.
Bit of feeling coming into the game now, as Ende said a little while ago, the hard stuff about to start. I think it has. Centre half forward. Brady and Darren Smith. Darren Smith easily plucked it out of the air. Quick kick. May have been just 10 metres. No mark taken anyway. Borlase can't get through the pack. The handball out missed. Stephen Williams on hands and knees. Geneva can't get boot to ball. Tregenza off the ground, a point. 8-11 Port Adelaide. The Dogs 8-3. They've had 8 more scorings off Port, Graham Campbell.
They certainly have, Pete. They've had more of the ball in Central, and yet one senses that Central are just mounting some sort of a revival here. And Tregenza, if he had to kick that goal, would have certainly snuffed that revival right out, but he missed it.
Botka to the lead of Lounder. Big fellow in front, can't bring it down. Who's going to recover first? Geneva, Chaplin, both on top of the ball. But I get the impression that Port put a bit of a surge on when Bubner goes off the ball. 8-11 to 8-3, a bounce inside the Port Adelaide half-forward line as we approach 20 minutes. Smith, Geneva onto the boot quickly, up towards full forward. Well taken by Pryor in defence. Not that that's Botka. Botka will go out wide now to the lead of Chaplin. He's got a chance to run. Try to set something up. Valley comes back in field, so does McAdam, and he's got it. Smith doesn't put a real tackle on him. McAdam off. Drives to the half-forward line. Hanley's there. Gurdon looking for the set. Well done, Harvey. Triarchi. Port Adelaide out of trouble for Rowan Smith.
Rowan Smith now, attack side of centre wing towards Darren Smith. Oh, just came up beautifully for him. Didn't do much with it when he got it though. Free kick, Central District. Darren Smith applied the tackle and the player didn't have the ball. Schwert it was. Puts it out to Chaplin. Gee, he's been in the play a lot. Now that's his 13th kick. McAdam also playing a brilliant game. Away he goes. Handball's over the top. The running player out there is Pryor. Good kick away, but not to advantage, it would appear. Martin Leslie. Very deft there at half-back. Abernethy just a little bit quieter this quarter. Of course, he had to be. Couldn't keep that pace up. Tregenza's 1 against 2. Scott Lee takes the mark and will play on. Short, Lally. Lally won't stand still. Bit of zigzagging, though. May come off. No, Graham's dropped the ball, or has he been paid the mark?
I think the umpire presumed, Pete. He's got to pay out once he presumes.
Yes, when the whistle goes, that's it. You can't recall the sound of a whistle. As Graham goes to centre half forward. Manamaker not quite there, but he got it. Onto the left boot. He's got distance with that kick too. Coming back. Oh, what a goal! Manamaker has booted a magical goal. His second. The Dogs, they just seem to get them from anywhere. 9-3 the Dogs. Port Adelaide 8-11 on 10 Sports Action.
You got a feel for Roger Delaney then. He was trying to search for that ball. In searching for it, they kept going towards the goals, and it bounced the right way for the Central District crowd here at Elizabeth. And it was a magical goal, as Peter said, to Rudy Manamaker. Good players kick those.
At the bounce, what the game of footy. Only 2 points the difference at Elizabeth. Lounder against Johnson. This time Lounder's tap. Tregenza. With him there is Lally. Played it well. Leslie through to Martin Smith. Now Williams. Port Adelaide with a chance if he can pick it up. His leg. And the umpire's going to give him a free kick centre field.
No question, a free kick then. And Williams handballs across to the free running Abernathy. He's played a great gun today as Abernathy. Left foot kick and finds Belton.
Out wide. The umpire's going to pay it. Well, he's consistent. He might be beyond his distance. Off goes Harrison. He's going towards that player. What a leap! Brilliant leap. Gives it away to Sullivan. Sullivan goes short to Scott Lee on the half-back flank.
Gurdon for the Dogs goes back to centre wing, and he's going to find Bubner easily as Lounder comes off, and onto the field goes Van Dommel. Bubner, a lead. Graham, centre wing. Good kick, good lead. So the Dogs have got a chance as they go forward again. Very close to time on. Graham puts the ball high. McAdam didn't mark it. He It went very high, though. May have just about given away a free kick. Fiacci kicked the ball away. Now Belton. Well, Port Adelaide have stolen the initiative as Belton kicks it up towards centre-half forward. Player there couldn't take the mark in Hodges, but it's Abernethy, as brilliant as ever. Gets around the player as though he wasn't there. Lines it up from 50 metres, can't kick the goal. Smith, oh, great work, Smith. He gathered that ball, kicked the goal. Brady is saying that it was through, but the umpire won't change his mind. That's 3 goals, Smith. Port 9-11, the Dogs 9-3.
As you say, Pete, the umpire's a sole arbitrator back there. The goal umpire deemed it still to be in play, and Darren Smith picked up the goal with quick thinking. Great work by Darren Smith. 3 for the game to that man, and they streak away again, Port. They are not lying down at all.
Close to full time in the second quarter. Only time on to go. Now, the moment of truth for Central. Can they come back again? Bubner back and against Johnson. Lally in there, gets it out to Smith. Thomas, if he gets the set. Tregenzo there with him. The kick is an awkward one over the shoulder. Phillips goes for the thuck. The battle of the pace. First air's going to be Handley, but he can't keep the ball in play. Probably gained 10 metres for his team.
Had a quiet day as Handley, Peter. He just can't get control of that ball when he gets to it.
No, he can't, Graham. And in fact, most opponents of Martin Leslie do have quiet days, don't they? He's a champion. Just ask Dermot Brereton. Left half forward flank, the Dogs. Stephen Williams was grabbed, another kick off the ground, and it's gone out of bounds again.
Throw in, still on the half forward line, into time on now. Just a slight lull in the play at the moment. Big crowd enjoying the warm sunshine, even though it is just a little bit lukewarm, you might say. Van Dommel on the turf for the first time, can't get it out. Here's a chance now for Handley, the half forward line. Fiacci getting back on the footy, but this time it's out of play in the left full forward pocket for the Dogs.
Both Handley's last 2 kicks have been off the ground, but not much result coming from them, but that was a good effort.
Yeah, we saw him in the wet at Football Park against Sturt. I think he had about 15 off the ground. Phillips from behind, taken off the pack beautifully by Ginnivan. Smith against Borlase. Smith playing a lot better this quarter than the first. Got the handball to Brady. Brady goes long with the left, but it won't find a man. It'll go straight to Russell Johnston. In turn to Martin Leslie. Leslie short to Stephen Williams. Port Adelaide has played much better football this week than they did last week, particularly in that first half. Stephen Williams from Port Adelaide couldn't get the screw on the ball, but it went straight to John Harvey and fell quickly, as it quite often does.
Harvey wide. Oh, that's a mistake. McAdam thought about bouncing off someone. Brady flanks him, but he's going out wide to the lead of Pryor up in attack. Pryor half forward line. Man to make a one-on-one. It's not a good kick. Delaney there, man to make with him, and the ball goes out of play in the right full forward pocket. The Dog forward setup is a little bit puzzling. They're losing position. Then once attacking player further upfield gets the footy, they can't find someone to kick it to.
Port Adelaide by 8 points. It's full pocket for the Dogs. Stephen Williams may have got a free kick. Said play on anyway. Rowan Smith. He's got his hands full out there with Gilbert McAdam. All opposing wingmen have. Gilbert McAdam is just an outstanding player. Borlase took the good mark, plays on, looking for a player and finding him in Harrison Abernethy out there. What a brilliant game. Uses the left boot, but he's kicked out on the full. Did that a bit casually. He's had 18 kicks and 6 marks for Bruce Abernethy.
Yes, Peter, I don't think I've seen anybody on him all afternoon. Craig Brady from half-back flank. It's a high kick back towards centre field. Bubner's going to be one of the leaper, but Johnson never got his feet off the ground and wound up with a footy. Phillips. Thomas against Williams. Hard bodies in there. Ginnivan. Phillips again. Port Adelaide about to run. Harvey. Borlase through the half-forward line they go. Got the luxury of a bounce, or perhaps did one too many. Darren Smith. One to beat. Swirt beats him. I beat Swirt. Hooks and it's floating offline. Gee, the Dog defence is loose, Peter.
Yes, Ian, well, I'll agree with that comment, and certainly Darren Smith haphazardly kicked that ball towards goal. He could have wrapped this game up almost. He had to kick that one, but he wasn't equal to the task, and now Boctor will get the relieving kick from fullback.
It's 9-12 Port Adelaide, 9-3 the Dogs. Botka's kick is long, virtually up the centre of the ground. Russell Johnson In fact, he took the mark, played it on. Here's a go for Port Adelaide. That is straight through the centre. A brilliant goal there. Superb effort by Ginnivan. Straight through the centre. Port 10-12, the Dogs 9-3 on 10 Sports Action.
Yes, Tim Ginnivan's first goal for the afternoon, always alert, and he doesn't miss those very often. And certainly that was the goal that maybe Darren Smith wished he had kicked some 35 seconds ago, but Ginnivan has made amends for that. And that is Port's 10th goal for the afternoon, 10-12 to 9-3.
Handy lead by by Port Adelaide, the biggest for the afternoon. Central's led one stage by 12 early in the first quarter. Bubner against Johnson. Well done to Thomas. Now Chaplin through, made a hole, puts it to the leader, Vandermaker. Big fellows there, Delaney well played. Graham, Vandermaker, Biaggi runs into trouble, and the umpire will come and ball it up inside the half-forward line for the Dogs. Almost 30 minutes gone. The Dogs would dearly love a goal before that half-time siren. At the bounce, Vandermaker against Phillips. Biaggi, Belton a chance to clear. Well, he's running himself into trouble, has to give it away in a hurry. Martin Leslie has time to have a look. What a fine player as he goes short. Borlase. Yes, the umpire was correct. He appeared to take it from here. Borlase got it half-back flank.
He's playing in the centre, and he's doing a very good job too. Borlase now puts it out to Greg Phillips, who tries to get past Girdham. Can't do it. Smith. Graham. He's at 10.5 forward. Thought he might have played on, but he's gone back. Wants to go short. Girdham's run down to the pocket and marks it. And this is a very important shot at goal for the Dogs, deep into time on.
Well, the siren's got to go, Pete. I've been expecting him for the last minute and a half, quite frankly. They took the risk then and got it over to Girdham. Now he's got a somewhat difficult shot for goal, but can he do it?
9 goals kicked in the first quarter, 10 in this second quarter. Graham Campbell's right, the siren will go soon. Girdham about 30, 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. It's a lovely looking kick. He's put it through, Roger Girdham. That's his first goal. The Dogs 10-3, Port Adelaide 10-12 on 10 Sports Action.
Oh boy, this siren really is due. Maybe the man putting his finger on the button just can't make it go. But there it is, that's the 10th goal for the Central team this afternoon. Brought about by Roger Girdham, lurking free of the play, and he popped it through with consummate ease.
13 scoring shots to 22. Port Adelaide lead by only 9 points. At the bounce, Bubner against Johnson. Don't think Johnson's had a spell in ruck yet. But he's still doing it well. Here's a chance for Thomas. The pace of Smith there first. Gets it out wide. McAdam against Rowan Smith. Girdham lost it now. Rowan Smith. Belton, centre wing. McAdam tries to run him down, can't. Brady against Smith, half-forward line. Getting back on it is Swert. Under pressure, but does it well. Hooks back, Bubner chances the arm. Gets a nice sit. The running player is McAdam. Doesn't put it under the wing on this occasion. Fires it out quickly. Oh, he gets it back to Graham. Graham puts it out now on the leaders. Vandermaker will need the half volley. Smith through. Gets out a handball. Here's a chance, Lally. Right there, but he doesn't meet him. Goal! Siren sound! Brilliantly done! Oh, goal, Lally. What a time to get a goal. Half time at Elizabeth. The Dogs 11-3, Port 10-12 on 10 Sports Action.
Oh, what a time to get a goal. As the siren went. I've been saying for a few moments now, certainly the timekeeper's had his finger on the button for some time. But there it is. Central District's 11th goal. Great work.
Two goals by the Dogs in the dying moments of the second quarter. See them trail only by 3 points as we commence the second half at Elizabeth. Johnson against Lounder. Not an effective tap. In goes Smith. Borlase can't get it out. Second time was a bit better towards the half-back line. Lee comes to meet it. Gets it now from Pryor. Back towards centre wing and Rowe. The Dogs a chance to move into attack. Rowe has no pressure put on him. Graham gives the lead and the ball ends right there. He got too much pace. Round Phillips puts it along one. Bubner's going to be the leader. What a mark! Well, he had the sit on Leslie. Never ever looked like he'd do anything else but take the mark. And now he converts it'll put the Dogs in front. Peter Bubner, 45 to 50 out. It'll be a big kick to make the distance. In fact, it's struggling. Right in the square, Mandamaker in the middle for the crumbs. Alley can't quite get there. Through comes Thomas. Works it. McAdam. Thomas still through again. Trying to give it back there. It was Handley. Handley gives it out again. Chaplin, this way, that away. Ginnivan through. Left the footy behind. And gets the ball out of defence to Borlase.
Borlase has played well in the centre today for Port Adelaide. Goes up towards half forward. Belton can't take the mark. Off hands Brady. Now Smith. Came into the game well in that second quarter. Gurdon feinted the handball. Then went back towards centre half forward. Mandamaker on a lead. Couldn't mark the ball. Leslie fell over. Tried to get it out. Big Rudy's picked it up again. George Fiarchi back on it. Gathers the ball well in front of Lally and kicks it out there to Johnston. Russell Johnston back to Fiarchi. He's had a few kicked on him, but he's still been a good player. And Belton couldn't mark it, couldn't gather it in. The Lauder handball's not a good one. Finally towards McAdam, he completely missed it. When he got it back, away he goes. He wants to kick a goal. Puts it up in the air. What a great kick at goal. Fantastic football. Gilbert McAdam is a champion. 2 goals, McAdam. From 8 kicks. Central District 12-3, Port Adelaide 10-12 on 10 Sports Action.
Gee, I've got to say this, he's an unconventional player, is McAdam. He dropped the mark that maybe he should have taken. He made up for it. He took the ball home with him again, but kicked the goal. What can you say? Great goal.
Well, if that doesn't lift his side, nothing will. The Dogs hit the front. 2 minutes into the second half at the bounce. Lounder against Johnson. Johnson gets his hand in, goes Smith again, and the umpire will ball it up centre field. Gee, what a game. Nip and tuck all the way. Still it's 15 scoring shots to 22. Port Adelaide down by 3 points. The bodies are in. Lounder, Johnson, Borlase towards Stephen Williams. The running Partragenza. Pryor back in defence. Needs help. Scott Lee provides it. He'll go out wide to Chaplin. He's going to have to move a metre to get there. He can't. And it's out on the full. And the penalty free kick will go to young Tregenza.
Young Tregenza. He is young. Actually, we're trying to work out whether it was 16 or 17, but 17, I think, is it. Darren Smith can't mark it. Brady punches away. Away they go through Pryor. Pryor into the centre of the ground towards Thomas. Leslie gets rid of that player very easily. Gee, conceded a lot of ground then to Phillips. Don't know that he had to go that far, but Phillips brings it back now towards Smith or Abernethy. Abernethy to Smith. Rowan Smith's quick kick away. I thought it was ill-directed, but it wasn't. It's found Hines. It floated. Hines kicked the ball away. It's gone a bit too far. The handball from Borlase's not a good one. Belton, Abernethy. Quick kick away again, a high one. In comes Darren Smith. Over through the pack, can't take the mark. The whistle's gone. It's against Brady. Brady is appealing to the umpire. So is Pryor. But the free kick will go to Harrison. Won't be Harrison. In fact, it'll be the other player, Stephen Williams. He'll take the free kick. He's about 30 metres out from goal. Stephen Williams hasn't booted a goal yet, but he has played reasonably well. Port Adelaide 3 points down. He's put that through the centre. 6 kicks. First goal to Stephen Williams. Port Adelaide back in front. 11-12 to the Dogs. 12-3 on 10 Sports Action.
Sure is a seesawing game. Central recaptured the lead. A couple of minutes there, but Stephen Williams got the free kick the hard way. It appeared that Craig Brady fell on top of him, and the umpire no hesitation in paying the free kick, and the resulting goal puts Port Adelaide back in front again by some 3 points.
Free kicks favour Port Adelaide 12-5 at the bounce. Johnson and Lounder. Johnson tries to find Abernethy, finds Smith. Smith through the grab, puts it out now for Mandamaker. Gets the sit, he'll need help. Lost the footy, still comes out with it. Heads towards goal, puts it on its way. It's going to be marginally short. Offline in any case. Gee, it would have been a sensational goal.
Oh, gee, it was a magical moment for Rudy Vandermaker. Really, he recaptured the ball and had an open goal to kick at. He wasn't able to do it, but I was going to say, Ian, that's the first time I've seen Smith make mileage out of that rush at the ball at centre bounce. He finally got one.
Port Adelaide by 2 points as Delaney comes to the grandstand side of the ground. Abernethy, big mark over Thomas. Sensational game. This is his 20th kick. He's taken 7 marks. Kicks it back towards centre wing. Smith. Smith and Smith and Smith and Smith. There are that many in there. McAdam on centre wing. Short to centre half forward. Scott Gurdon comes across. Roger Gurdon to take the mark at centre half forward. No one home at the moment in that goal square. Handley gets back. Gurdon goes short. There are loose players everywhere. One of them is, in fact, Brady. So Brady's got the ball at right half forward flank.
You know, Pete, I think Brady's come down to centre half back. I don't think he's been changed because there's Darren Smith back there on his lonesome, and Craig Brady, in his inimitable style, has decided to go freewheeling into the forward line, and so far it's worked.
Well, he's not a bad kick either, Craig Brady. So he's got a bit of power in that one, and he's put it through. Half back has bottled one. The Dogs are back in front, 13-4. Port Adelaide 11-12 on 10 Sports Action.
Well, I've said it all. Craig Brady come down to centre half back, and Darren Smith decided not to follow him down. He'll pay the penalty. He's paid the penalty because Craig Brady has kicked the goal from some 40 metres out. A great goal, and certainly worked by the centre half back.
The Dogs by 4 points. The lead changing hands almost every minute. At the bounce, it'll be Johnson against Lounder again. Looks as though Lounder takes the first 10 minutes or so before Bubner comes in and does his little act. Through, Lounder, high to the half-forward line. Coming to meet it is Fiacci. Oh, what a mark! Brilliantly done. Slips it out Delaney, who needs to sit off the half-back line. Goes out wide, but it's all centrals. McAdam does it well. Gee, they love him out here. Puts it up the half-forward line. Well taken there by Handley. He had Thomas loose in the pocket, but he's going in long. Graham gives the lead, but he'll go long to Vandermaker. It's 1 on 3. Rudy in the middle, the crumbs. Vandermaker in there. Phillips over the top is Geneva, and the umpire comes in for the bounce.
Port Adelaide started today with Borlase in the centre of the ground, and gee, he has played a very good game, Borlase. He's had 10 kicks and 7 handballs. They've all been effective as Greg Phillips thumped it away towards Rowan Smith. Well, they're fighting for it out there. Rowan Smith's going to get a free kick. Handley put the arm over the shoulder. The umpire saw it, so it's a Rowan Smith free kick. Numerically, Port Adelaide are winning more frees than Central District. Brady, Lounder, Sullivan, they all went up. Thump came. Greg Smith can't beat the ball, or can't stop the ball from going over the line, so we'll see a throw in.
On the half-forward line of the Dogs, up by 4 points. Hines having a run on the ball. Borlase out to Leslie. Looks for half. He's going to get run down. Got the kick away. Abernethy. Port Adelaide a chance here. Puts it out wide. Darren Smith. Only Lounder to get back on him. No one can find the footy. Brady quickly through Harrison. Big down. Did it brilliantly. Got down like a rover and put it straight down Phillips' throat. Greg Phillips at centre half back. Gets the lead from Abernethy out wide. Gee, they've got to put a harness on this bloke. Oh, what a mistake. If that goes bounds, you'll be petrified. Nope. Horrified, probably a better word. Abernethy to the half-forward line. Rowe concedes ground. Swert back there with him. Over the top is Borlase. A penalty free kick going the way of Swert.
Swert for the Dogs, puts it out wide and finds Gurdon. Gurdon centres to Lounder. Chap's doing some work. Through goes Rowe for the Dogs. Delaney comes out from fullback. No mark. Handley had the run of it, but couldn't follow through. Foster for Port Adelaide. He's got Rowan Smith short. The kick's not a good one. Going to make Rowan Smith work hard for it. The young lad's got pace and ability. Scott Lee. I don't know that he was pushed, but the umpire saw it that way. Scott Lee, just the defence side of centre wing. Gilbert McAdam. As easy as you like. He holds play up now. Short again to Chaplin. They're keeping top ball at the moment. Chaplin's going to go long to centre half forward. Vandermaker. Well, he appeared to be offsided then, but it just appeared from nowhere in the final just to take that mark.
That's what I call materialising, Pete. He had no chance of getting that ball. All of a sudden it was there.
His opponent's done pretty well on him too, Graham, but Delaney, he's played it tight.
Sure has.
And Rudy Mandamaker is about 55, 60 metres out, but he can kick these. He's booted two, lovely looking kick. Right kick at goal, and he's put it through. 3 goals, Rudy Mandamaker. The Dogs 14-4, Port Adelaide 11-12 on 10 Sports Action.
Oh boy, what a goal of Rudy Mandamaker, just when the Dogs needed it. Well, in this game today, they always need them. It's such a tight go. But Rudy Mandamaker has kicked a real full forwards goal. From round about centre-half forward, he split the centre, great goal. His club's 14th. They sneak away to 10-point lead.
The Dogs' biggest lead since early in the first quarter. They lead by 10 points. The Dogs have got their bottoms up, or should I say tails. Lounder thumps it, not effectively. Williams looking for the footy. Over the top there goes Thomas, and the umpire will come and ball it up. It's been a top game of footy. 14-4 to 11-12. 12 minutes into the second half. Great duel between Mandamaker and Delaney. Abernethy looking for it, can't find it. Ball to Smith. Wobbles one to the half-forward line. Fiancci's read it pretty well. Gives it away to Leslie. Well, this will be close to the line. Belton just. Oh, he dropped it. A bungle. Ball out of play. And a wing. Marginally in Port Adelaide's attacking favour.
Gee, I think he'd already turned around and was going to goal before the ball got there. Lounder put his hand on it brilliantly to Chaplin. Now Smith, well out there by Borlase. A couple of players in there, cause a stalemate. There'll be a bounce. I think that Neil Curley might have had a quiet whisper to Lounder at half-time because in terms of the way he's approaching the ball, he's a different man this quarter. Went for an ineffective thump. Rowe to Smith. In turn to Thomas. Central District looking better now than I think at any time in the game. There's a free kick to Hines, no doubt about that. And he'll take it at about centre-half back.
Yes, I think that was on. Well, the crowd have lifted the roof. The decision has been reversed.
It's a vital free kick, Ian.
Yeah, I don't agree with the decision. I believe that's weak. Lally bombs one in high, up towards Mandamaker. Well done, Delaney. Thumps it out of play in the right full forward pocket. There's nothing untoward in those sort of things that happens every second of the game. But that's as good as 2 kicks, and I can't see it warranted. It. Manley can't through. Oh, he's almost socket one. Oh, John Harvey back. Delaney. Graham's going to catch him. Has time. Now Leslie puts it out wide. Swirt looking for it. With him out there is Tregenza. Short. The lead of Graham is well done. The Dogs irrepressibly in attack at the moment. He'll go in further. Gives a chance to Girdham. He's got to get a free kick. No, he's not. In the pocket is Swirt. Over the top, Fiancci. And the umpire's going to come and ball it up in the left full forward pocket for the Dogs.
That's a very important part of the game right now. The Dogs leading by 10 points. If they can get a couple more now, they might be able to take this game. Big thump again, finds Rudy Mandamaker. Left foot, Rudy. He has missed. Every time he gets the ball, the crowd go berserk. You can't blame them. He is a very popular figure out here. 89 to 78. The Dogs lead by 11 points.
It's like a wave as they go up in the stand. You lose sight of the footy. Martin Leslie. Oops. He'll go in short. Oh, don't think that was well put. Lally against Borlase. Borlase. Well done, Bubner. Back to Lally. Lally gets through. Gives it away now. Bubner shoots. Not a bad looking kick. It's a goal! Oh, a brilliant goal to Peter Bubner. His first. And the Dogs go from strength to strength. 15-5 to 11-12 on 10 Sports Action.
That's really broken the back a little bit of the Port resistance, I feel. They were looking for that goal to get that extra kick in front, and Stephen Lally was the architect. He's ever alert. He could have had a kick himself originally, decided to give the hand pass back to Big Rudy. Peter Bubner, and Peter Bubner dobbed it through. No worries. That stretched their lead now to 17 points.
In this quarter, the Dogs have 4 goals. Port Adelaide only 1. Hines in ruck for the Magpies. He beats Launder on that occasion. Back goes Girdham. He's going to get a free kick. That was there. A high on to Pryor. There's some urgency about the Dogs game now. Pryor to Smith. Smith got a great bounce. Puts it out in front of the leading Vandermaker. And he's got it. Notwithstanding the fact that he couldn't kick a goal from there, they're pretty excited. He might look for a short one. No, Rudy's going for home. It's a grogging kick. And goes through for a point. 15-6 the Dogs. Port Adelaide 11-12. And Graham, I think Port, there are some ominous signs there for them right at the moment.
And it's very hard, Pete, to stop this surge by the Bulldogs. Everything's running for them. Even the free kicks have been a little more their way than they have been. And they're on a roll at the moment.
Running kick 2 points since the first quarter. All the rest have been goals. Girdham, Hines again. Harrison back in defence, or was it Abernethy? No, Abernethy. Ball is clear. Go out wide, Belton. Late on the scene, did it well. Gets a marvellous sit on the footy. Rebounds strongly into attack. Drives up in towards Manly. Handley can't get there. Foster. Now Johnson. Foster, he's lagged, he's got nowhere to go. And the penalty free has to go to Handley, to Foster.
Foster plays it out to Greg Phillips. Phillips now to the outer side of the ground. He gets distance with that, looking for John Harvey. Harvey couldn't mark the ball. No free kick there as George Fiarchi jumps over the top, and it goes to Lally. Well, Lally's kicked 4 goals in this game, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, plays it off quickly, over goes Delaney. Tries to punch away, that's a free kick, he was legged. No doubt about that. Definitely there. Delaney deep in defence for Port Adelaide. Pushes it out towards centre wing. Fiarchi up, no mark. Off hands, out of bounds. Dogs in front at this point by 18 points.
And haven't they done it well in this third quarter? There's a free kick, I think, to Port Adelaide's Harvey over the shoulder. The ball is put out of play on this occasion. Centre wing on the outer side. It's been nip and tuck all day. This is the largest lead of the game, and the Dogs have got it. Curtis coming on for Port Adelaide. On goes the familiar helmet, having his first game for the while. Geneva through, but it's going to be a free kick to Big Launder. The free kick starting to run the Dogs' way now. Not saying they're not there, but at one stage it was 12-5 in favour of Port Adelaide. 17-11 now. At centre wing. Off goes Chapman. Kicks long, up towards man to make a big leap, Delaney. Phillips farms it out back now. Fiarchi out wide. Harrison. It looks like he's been put on McAdam. Harrison does it well off his half-back line. Goes to the half-forward line. There he picks out Abernethy.
Fantastic game, Abernethy. 24th kick coming up. We're only halfway through the third quarter. A long kick, big leap. Hines can't mark it. Off hands, Belton. Tried to throw the ball out. And umpire Hilton says a free kick to Scott Lee. Thomas will get that next. And he should. He does. Strong hands against Rowan Smith. And over the top to Pryor. Pryor with the run of it now through centre. Comes out towards half forward. Phillips will thump cleverly and effectively to Abernethy. Great work, Curtis. He just replaced Foster. Abernethy short, finds Harrison. He's off. Away he goes. Port Adelaide have got a lift. They've got to kick a couple before the break. No mark there. Play on is the call. Out comes Scott Hodges. Gets boot to ball and he snares a point. Port Adelaide 11-13, the Dogs 15-6.
How about Stephen Curtis's first attack on the ball? Nearly put Philip Graham into orbit.
Right, Ian. Also, you were talking about Harrison going to this side of the ground on the wing. Rowan Smith's gone to the other side on Trevor Rowe.
Interesting moves. Botka played 20 minutes of the second half. Darren Smith, Launder, Smith at the second grab. It was there. Decision by umpire. Now he puts it up for grabs, up towards Scotty Hodges. Botka there, Lee in front, the crumbs now. Hines gets it out. Here's a chance, Belton on his left leg. Port Adelaide won a goal, and he's offline for a point. The Magpies move on to 11 goals, 14 trailing the Dogs 15-6.
Well, they needed that one, Port Adelaide, but John Belton couldn't bring it around far enough. It's been a real nip and tuck quarter, but slowly but surely Central have gained the ascendancy, and things are running for them, as the boys have mentioned a couple of times.
Botka, full-back for the Dogs to kick off. 16 points the lead by the Dogs. Bubner up, no mark. Rowe with nowhere to go, holding the ball. Well, I wouldn't suggest he had too long. Perhaps that was the perfect tackle. Martin Leslie has it. Right half forward flank. Kicks as long as he can. Port Adelaide players in there. Hines can't get near it for a mark. See a big stack up of players there. A stalemate. Tregenza can't quite get the kick away. It was well smothered. Thomas for the Dogs kicks long, way out towards the boundary line. Martin Leslie before Rowe. He's got support there from Fiarchi. He doesn't mind where he goes, George Fiarchi. Russell Johnston has taken the mark at centre half forward. Well, he played a super first half of football, Russell Johnston. Really did need a rest and got one. With Hines going onto the ball, but I don't know that he's known for his goal-kicking prowess. What he can do with this. Well, he's given it every chance, and in fact he's put it through. That's what they needed. The captain has kicked a goal for Port Adelaide. They get a bit closer, 12-14 now to the Dogs 15-6.
They've taken a while to kick their second goal this quarter, Port Adelaide, but Russell Johnson was the man for the moment. A real captain's goal, you'd call that. It just snuck in there. As Peter said, he's not renowned for his shooting for goal, but when needed, he was there. Top goal of Russell Johnson, and Port now draw within 10 points of Central.
I just have that feeling. It's going to be a tension-packed finish. Johnson against Bubner. Bubner, through goes Lowry. Van Dommel back on the turf, couldn't get it out. Neither could Williams. Thomas can, drives up towards full forward. Delaney well read, or dropped the sitter. Henry's in there. Here's a chance, Vandermaker shoots. The bounce will determine. It would have been an unbelievable goal, but I think that's about the first mistake that Delaney's made all afternoon.
You're not wrong, and he's had a great day, Delaney, and today he hasn't indulged so much in the short kicking as he's come out of goal from his full back post there, and it makes him a better player again.
Yeah, also I think that the Central District players have been made aware of it, Graham. The Port Adelaide defenders are covered. That ball rolls out of bounds after Phillips touched it. So throw half forward flank now for the Bulldogs. Port Adelaide will be keen not to let them score again, because the lead presently stands at 11 points. Phillips goes over the top to Leslie. He seemed to want that to go out of bounds again, so he thumped it over the line.
15-7 plays, 12-14, 23 minutes into the second half. No breeze, perfect conditions, so it's just going to be all the way to the wire. Finally over the top, Archie and Chaplin. Quite happy to give it to Leslie. They were both out of play at the time in that case. Closing in on full time in the third quarter. The Dogs by 11 points.
Left half forward flank for the Dogs. Graham's going to come over the top, thumps it forward. Well, in fact, closer to the line. Leslie keeps it in play. Rowan Smith gives it back to the running player, Belton. Belton towards Wallace. No mark taken. A good spoil. The handball comes out. Done. Chaplin will get that, and the play is on. The Dogs go forward through Thomas. No one home for the Dogs. Phillips will mark it, virtually uncontested.
Well, they can come out. There's two players off. Phillips has lost his boot. This will be an interesting kick. It's his right shoe as well. Umpire Hilton just running in, and what's he going? He's going to allow him to put it back on the boot. I don't think I've ever seen that done before, Graham.
I don't think that's on. And quite frankly, if he loses his boot, that's bad luck for him.
Yeah,
he either kicks left foot or with his bootless foot.
I got the impression that he had two boots.
I mean,
that is the first time I've seen that. That's being humane.
You reckon he directed him to put his boot on? I thought he did.
Well, I can't see why. What's the rule on the book that covers this one?
There is no rule. One of those interpretations of maybe Rule 42A.
Umpire John Hilton's a nice guy. Rule 16B, an umpire can do as he pleases. Out wide. Thump clear. Who's for the crumbs? It's going to be a free kick to Van on the outside. Gee, he's bulked up a lot, this young fellow. Not so young anymore. Looking very powerful. forwards. Vandermaker, Johnson. Oh, what a mark! Slips it out. He made a mistake. Through. Oh, he might have got a free kick. It must have been close. He didn't have the ball. Wet without it. Smith is giving Hilton a hard time.
Well, I agree with you, Ian. It was close. He's still giving him plenty. He won't change his mind, Greg. So the game is on. Phillips can't punch it away. Curtis fights for it. So does Chaplin. And umpire Hilton, who's under a bit of pressure here at the moment, is going to bounce it about 25 metres out in front of the dog goal. 26 scoring shot to 22 now in favour of Port Adelaide. Or Chaplin if he's quick enough, but he can't quite make it. So it's punched through for a point. They're all important. 15-8 the Dogs, Port Adelaide 12-14.
They sure are, Pete, especially a point that makes you exactly so many kicks in front instead of the odd. So they are now exactly 2 goals in front.
Long time to go yet. Delaney. Oh, what a leap! So easily done. So beautifully done. Gurdon's out wide. McAdam is proppy. Having to come in short, but will find Handley on the forward line. Don't know what he kicks like, but he's well out. He's a good 55, 60 metres. Screw punt going in long. Vandermaker can't fight. The bottom of the pack trying to get it out of Sally. Vandermaker again. Great tackle. Well, he lost him. Well, was he retarded? Umpire Hilton said he was.
And he's the sole adjudicator, as Graham Campbell so rightly says. Smith. Oh, what a mark. A brilliant interception by Greg Smith. Goal here could very well be decisive. Greg Smith, right half forward flank, 45 metres out.
He's been fuming since he never got that free kick he thought he deserved, so he's made up for it now.
Pay the umpire back. Greg Smith thumps it forward. He won't get a goal with it. He's had 12 kicks, 13 handballs, Greg Smith. He's been a fine contributor.
Well, I suppose he's been standing apathy, but I can tell you they've both been free-killing. Haven't heard too much about defence. Johnson, McAdam against Harrison, the crumbs. Bubner can't, neither can Harrison. Here's a chance, Thomas on the left leg, off the side, Graham! Oh, too far for him. Couldn't quite get there. Harvey did it well, but off the deck he finds Bubner. Michael O'Brien on the turf for Port Adelaide as they ring the changes. They need a couple of quick scores. Bubner in long. He paid the mark! Oh, he was sandwiched in between 2 Port Adelaide defensive players. Got his hands to it. Don't know for how long, but the umpire's word is law.
Yeah, that's a contentious one. I don't think he held it long enough personally, but then again, they've had a lot of free kicks going. I guess you would say in this quarter, Central, that they felt they were well deserving of being paid. So that's the ultimate irony when the mark is there paid.
Siren sounds. 3/4 time. Kick stands. The Dogs by 13 points. Vandermaker 25 metres out. 30-degree angle. Puts it on its way. Puts it through. Got it off the Vandermaker. 3/4 time at Elizabeth. 16-9 the Dogs. 12-14 Port Adelaide on 10 Sports Action. It's been a top game at Elizabeth. The Dogs by 19 points as we start the final quarter. It's a pretty handy cushion at the bounce. Johnson against Bubner. Curtis can't. Quickly onto the boot there of Chaplin towards the half-forward line. Harrison, Van Dommel. Out goes Van Dommel. He works hard for the footy. Gets it out. In goes Smith, working just as hard. Puts it up towards the half-forward line. Fiacci against Chaplin. Used his body well. Oh, Fiacci gave it to Graham. Graham gets clear. Puts out the pass in the pocket. As Thomas says, thank you. Unbelievable top football there from Philip Graham, and gives a chance for Thomas 35 metres out.
And what's Thomas doing down there? Jamie Thomas from the centre.
Well, he works hard, Graham. Covers an enormous amount of ground. Gee, a goal here would make it difficult. 13th kick, 9th. Handballs. And the kick is home. It had not gone off his boot for 2 metres. And he turned his tail and went back to the centre square. Such is the confidence of the Dogs. They lead 17-9 to 12-14 on 10 Sports Action.
And up goes the chant here at Elizabeth, the central chant. The supporters are supremely confident now. They had their problems early in the game, but that goal to Jamie Thomas so early in the last quarter really gives them a big chance of taking this game out.
You're not wrong, Graham. Now can the Magpies come back? Bubner gets the benefit. It's Abernathy that gets the thump away. Towards Belton. The agency of Borlase off the side of the boot. Rowan Smith against Trevor Rowe. Chaplin, he's picked up a lot of kicks. Out wide is McCann. That's a magnificent smother by Belton. Ginnivan out of the half-forward line. Port Adelaide need a goal. Here's a chance. Curtis wants a running player. Belton shoots for goal and the Magpies have got one. They needed it. They were in trouble. Belton boots his second and the Magpies get back in the fight.
Yes, John Belton, the last bit of replacement today, has certainly had his moments in this match. He's had his moments of despair also, but that was a top goal. A real Rovers goal. He's second for the game. And he's had his, as I said before, he's had a game of some importance to Port Adelaide today. It hasn't been easy for him, playing against the two probably best Rovers in tandem in league football in Lally and the boy Chaplin.
Doing pretty well. 12,081 people at Elizabeth for the big game. And they haven't been disappointed. Abernathy can't get that one out. Thomas. Abernathy at the bottom of the pack. With him is Greg Smith. They've been both top players for their respective teams this afternoon. At the centre bounce, it'll be Johnson. Bubner was going to come off the top, couldn't get the jump away at all. Brady got it to the half-forward line. Gurdam gives it back now to Smith. Goes for McAdam. Graham out there. Now McAdam. McAdam does it well. Still trying to get it out. Back to Gurdam. Puts it out. Chaplin. 45 metres out. Lally has a shot for goal. The umpire said he's out of bounds on the full.
I'll tell you what, when he gets it normally in, that means a goal. I couldn't believe that. He missed it by the country mile. Lally has been a sharpshooter around the big sticks today. He's kicked 4. You can't ask much more than that. But none since half-time, funnily enough.
Got off to a brilliant start. Thought he might have been marked. The ball is out on the floor, and it's going to be Delaney who brings the ball back into play. Borlase gives the lead on the outer side. Nice looking kick back in from Delaney. Almost Thomas. In fact, I'd play it. The umpire did it. Abernathy wobbles one up towards centre field. Pryor. With him there is Williams. He'll need support. Intercepted there by Lee. Squirt through. Brady needs help. Gets it out the row. All the Dogs are in here. 2 loose players at centre wing. Thomas has got a chance to have a look. Looks for Mandamaker. Off the fellow, but he goes in short to Graham. He had the choice of 2, Graham.
I didn't think he'd go to Phil Graham then. I think the kick was on to Mandamaker, but he elected to go short. And now Graham's gone short, if you don't mind, and finds Trevor Rowe. Gee whiz, I don't know if this is terribly good stuff. They might as well go to the square. They have to eventually. Rowe goes back and sizes up the situation. Launches it off. Little to the left. Mandamaker's there. And, but the umpire said no. Lally gets possession. Phillips mops up. No, he doesn't in the back. No, play on. Picked up by Chaplin. Out to Rowe again. Another chance for Rowe. Goes short and finds Gurdam. Plenty of options in their forward line. The Central District forward line has a capacity to run around and make those options, so it certainly is a pre-match plan of Neil Curley's to have people on hand. Can't believe it. Trying to find McAdam, but he wasn't up to the task. Leslie comes in. McAdam's again. There's a flurry of players comes in. The umpire will call.
Graham, I reckon they've had 6 kicks and gained nothing out of it.
I agree.
Possession football is not getting anything on the scoreboard. Mandamaker only got it back as far as Williams, or was it Borlase? Borlase to Smith. Smith has a running player, but he's going to come back in field. Here's Williams. Oh, intercepted Thomas. That was bad. Smith. He might have to give it back. No, he's flanked now. Smith clear. Out on the half-forward line is Lally. And the Dogs seem to be bounding on the bit at the moment. Stephen Lally, 4 goals to his credit. 30 metres out. The angle is out. And this could have a big bearing on the final of the game. 4 goals before half-time. 13. And that is home. 5 goals, Larry. Brilliant performance. The Dogs go on their merry way, bounding away from the Magpies. 89 to 13-14 on 10 Sports Action.
Well, it just goes to prove how goal-kicking rovers are worth their weight in gold. Stephen Lully's 5 goals have been an absolute inspiration to his team today. He's kicked 5. Gavin Chapman's only kicked 1 today. Normally it's the other way around, but gee whiz, what great little players they are, and they have given their counterparts a run around in this match at Elizabeth today.
They certainly have. Now, can Port Adelaide come back? Johnson doing everything to lift them. Gets it out to Abbott. Under pressure, lost the footy. Trying to get it out there with Smith again. Gee, he's been a bull terrier. And he gets a round of applause for the effort and commitment put in to keep the ball away from the Port Adelaide's outstretched arms. 18-9 to 13-14 centre bounce.
Yeah, Greg Smith, you've got to admire his coach. He just makes a beeline for the ball every time on those bounce-ups. Johnston, again, just beat bumping on that ball. Coming forward is John Harvey. Oh, smothered beautifully. Gurdon, I think. Ground level again. The umpire will call for it. No, he won't. In goes John. Running free of the play. 1 bounce. Lines them up. Oh, funny old kick. Beats the ball. In the back, perhaps. At again. And off the ground, but only a point. Right in the teeth of the goal square. I just felt maybe it was done by then, but nonetheless, no damage was done, only a point. Like settle 18-10 to Port 13-14.
Thought that ball was on then for the Dogs, Graham, in the goal square. Harrison off the half-back line, strong. John Harvey, centre wing. Harvey gets it from Abernethy. Brilliantly run down, Pryor. Play on is the ball. All the Dogs on the half-back line. Trevor Rowe, been a winner. Puts it up for Graham, got time to have a look. He's got it centre wing. The Dogs playing with composure now. They know they're going to win it. In fact, he will keep it in play. Good lead by Chaplin. The running player is there if he wants it. He'll go in short, and this man worked hard. Stephen Lally, too far out to score. Cadham short, but there's still play kick to kick, and this time it's Trevor Rowe. He gets up the catch. Not much action. His 18th kick. Mandamaker. He's double tagged. Mandamaker! Oh, what a mark! Double tag. They came at him from everywhere. Couldn't cut him out. Second grab. Top mark. Has booted 5, 4, and this will make it number 5. In fact, Mandamaker has booted 4 goals, 6 to date. This could make it game, set, and match. On the way there. That's the ball game. There is no more. 19-10. 13-14 on 10 action.
This game certainly has amplified to me how hard Sydney are to beat up at Elizabeth. They will go outside anywhere, but virtually unbeatable. They've not lost a game here this season, and certainly aren't going to drop this one. Mandamaker's 5th goal has made certainty of it, and now it's a matter of how far the Dogs.
Well, when you look at it, 32 points, they need 6 goals. It'll make a good side to do it. But I guess they've got about 20 minutes to do it. Less. Hines in ruck, trying to give them a lift. Smith, oh, great at ball handling ability. Bubner. McAdam. Graham back in there again. Gurdon through. 40 minutes. Closing. Puts it on its way. McAdam. That's his 3rd. And surely that's got to be the game's match now. 20 goals, 10 the Dogs. 13-14 the Magpies.
He sure is a Mr. Magic. Is Gilbert McAdam. Played a marvellous game today this side of the ground. Carter's tried a couple of players on him. The last bloke having a dash from now is Phil Harrison. He started off with Ron Smith there, but gee, to no avail. He is a magic player, Ian Day.
I've got an idea. Greg Smith has got problems. Trainers around him. He might be just exhausted. But against time, again. Van Bommel concedes ground. He through. Rowan Smith, Chaplin, Smith trying to get back in action. Oh, gee, there's backing up one another now. Rowe puts it towards the half-forward line. Leslie can't go, Smith. And the players just pile in on top of one another. And a ball up place on the half-forward line. And the dog fans are up and out. About a little tate-a-tate. Not much in it at all, Graham.
I don't know, they're angry. They're 6 goals up or something. 6 goals, 2 up. They're still concerned about a little tate-a-tate like that, as you say, Ian. Nothing. David Elliott, is it? Jamie Thompson out, but the umpire's a free kick, and it was Port Adelaide in the personage of Hines. David Hines goes short, finds Harvey, unopposed. Harvey left hand cross back to Hines. Hines launches a longer kick this time, looking for Darren Smith. There. So is Smith, a Marcus Smith, playoffs umpire. Here comes Scott Lee. Turns around his wrong foot, handballs over the top. Finds Rowe. Rowe left across to Thomas. Fine player, Thomas. Gurdon chips and finds handball to Van Dommel. Williams got there just on time, just as he launched it. Vandermaker's there. Steve Williams again. Over the top for Leslie. Leslie keeps the ball in front of him and just keeps it in play. Looking for Abernathy. Really player today by a country mile. Abernathy left hand pass. Back to Williams. Williams. Oh, it's cold. Holding the ball. No doubt about that, Ian Day. And Rowe. It's out of it again. Gurdon. Smith wants it. It's going to be Chaplin. He's clear. Puts out the pass. Half forward line. And it's well taken there by Handley. Well, Handley is about 4 or 5 out. There's only 2 players here. A 1-on-1 situation if he wants it, but he goes for home with a long one. Going to be touch and go for length. Vandermaker. Back there with him is Leslie Magnet. Brilliant goal. Number 6. Good night, nurse. What a brilliant performance by the Knights. 21 goals, 10 to 13-14 on 10. Sports. How do you ascertain that goal? In Moody's hands. He was the last bloke I thought would get the ball, but focus the break. Ran right for him, picked it through. Goals for Rudy, great effort, and careering away.
Who would have thought the game would finish like this? The Central supporters deliriously happy at the bounce. Hines trying to lift Port Adelaide, but the Dogs are bounding. Van Dommel around the corner. Phillips, well done, however, by Lally. Half forward line, he needs support. Rowe, now Graham, chips it the corner. Handley again, can he quite get there? Phillips back in defence. Leslie, Phillips, and the umpire said it's a throw, and the penalty go way of the Dogs to be taken by Van Dommel.
Throwing the ball, holding the ball. No shot. Gee whiz, they're ragged now. The Port line have been run ragged in this quarter by the short kicking of Central. I don't really agree with these short kicks, but nonetheless, they are finding out the Port Adelaide defensive system in this quarter particularly. Handley has the ball. The old kick, Handley. Oh, it's come back. Right in the teeth of goal. They're up. Delaney's there. Empire says play on. Picked up by Fiacci. Goes short. Looking for Leslie and finds him. Van Dommel on the mark. Leslie sizes up his options. Long Leslie, Smith and Brady. Brady punches from behind and goes out to the ball. Out over the line. Appealing for the ball. Reckons it's his mark, but I'll tell you what, he didn't mark that one.
Well, it's a nice try, Graham. The way the Dogs are going now, they could walk on water. Throw in on the half-forward line. Bugner. On the back is Belton, and the umpire ball it up. 16 minutes gone, final quarter, developing into a bit of an anti-climax.
It is, Ian, but this is where the poor players have got to show their character now and hang in there.
And they've got it. A bounce on the half-forward line. Hines, Bubner, back to Lally. Smith in, ball out of play.
He does that a lot, Greg Smith. He really declares the ball, you know. And if he misses it, that's the end of that. But he can't play then. And so the ball is out of bounds. Grandstand, fractioning to the left. Won by John Hines. Tapped on to Lally. Lally at the back door. Finds Abernathy. Played a marvellous game. Almost 30 possessions for the day. Certainly 30. Harvey launches it off, looking for Smith and finds him. Smith lines it up. Oh, and he's forced out of it. Schwert marks under post. At the back to Van Dyke. Scott Lee. Lee launches a big one. Finds McAdam, no question about that. Brilliant play, McAdam today. Harvey stands his mark. Short. Gavin Chaplin. Another player who's had an effect on, a marvellous effect on play today. Short to, gee whiz, they're still by themselves, these people. Gurdon chips, they're all by themselves. He's on his left foot. And his right foot. Lines up. Philip Graham launches it. It's a goal. Oh, what a goal, Philip Graham. He made it look so easy. That's his third for the match. Chetland District, 22 goals, 10. 142. Leading Port Adelaide 13, 14, 92. That's 50 points in front with 7 minutes to go.
The attacking player of the Dogs, holes everywhere. The Magpies have stopped to a walk. Well, you've got 4 legs, they can do it easier. At the bounce.
Centre bounce. Peter Butler on the ball. Opposed by Hines. The number 2 ruckman, really. Butler wins out. Straight to Abernathy. Left foot kick in forward. Back into it. Darren Smith. Almost. Belton. The ball. There. So big fella Darren Smith. The umpire will call for the ball. Centre half forward of the Port Adelaide team, who are now staring at a somewhat sizable lot. Bounce up. Darren Smith, he's forward. Free kick. Rowe to Thomas. Thomas tries a floppy old punt kick. Looking for Graham. Phyllis behind. Gurdon comes in. So does Van Dommel. Mops up. Handley. Up by McAdam, the genius. Over to Philip Graham. Overruns the ball. In came Michael O'Brien. Holding the ball. Well, I don't know about that. He had no chance at all of getting rid of it. He was clamped. As soon as he won possession, he didn't try and shake himself clear. I would have thought of nonetheless. I'm a long way away from the action. The free kick was out of Philip Graham, who's played a game today at centre half forward. He's hardly what you call your usual centre half forward. He's had 19 kicks for the game so far, and that is some sort of a performance for a guy who was a little undersized to play the position. Back he goes. He might have got a little knock on the knee then, did Philip Graham. Taking his time about this will be the 3rd goal for the game, and there's 7th for this quarter. He's hung it up. And he's veered to the left, 1 point. Set 22-11, 143. Leading 13-14, 92.
We've played almost 19 minutes. Delaney goes short to Rowan Smith. Put a big one. And he was moved. McAdam, the Phantom, swoops in again. The easiest runner you've ever seen in your life. Smith on the lead. And we've seen it all before. So easy, the Dogs. Smith is 40 to 45 out and should make the distance.
The amazing part, Ian, is Central District forwards are always by themselves when they come freewheeling into attack.
They are now, Graham. Earlier on it wasn't like that. But the Port Adelaide defence, I feel sorry for them. The looseness has occurred further afield. Big shot there by offline for another point, but it's only eking out time now. 2-12 to Port Adelaide, 13-14.
Yes, they really are. It's a big combination up here at Elizabeth Central District. They are giving Port Adelaide at this point in time a football. And again, it was full of early in the piece. A long kick. Standing under passes Hines. Hines goes back about it, pops it over. Looking for and finding. Oh, great work. Ginnivan goes long. Scott Lee's in the vanguard. Takes the ball on his chest. Goes long. On Chaplin. He's a player. This real over the top. Schwert to McAdam. Again, here he goes. Wraps the ball up under his arm. Ball over the top. Finds Lally, the goal kicker of today. Lally gets possessed. It's Fiacci on his characteristic left foot. He chips it. He finds ball ace. Hines is, back to Fiacci in the 1-2. Fiacci top to Ginnivan. Back to Fiacci. 2 old Rovers playing together. Ball ace now in the centre of the ground. One bounce, 2 bounce. Ball ace launches it. Sullivan's in the vanguard, but over the... Not quite. Scott Hodges. Try it. And finds Trevor Rowe. Gee whiz, Trevor Rowe's another effect on play today. 20 kicks, Trevor Rowe. Back to Sullivan, back to Butcher, and finds Scott Lee. Scott Lee chips it over, opposed again. Over to Gurdon.
of Butner's size who can just sprint away from a rover on a straight run and kick a magnificent goal.
You've got to feel sorry for the bloke that's standing him. You simply can't chase that pace and perceptiveness. This is top player, Butner. Has played a great game today.
Rovers are supposed to break away like that. Ruckman. One goal. 23-12 to 13-14 at the bounce. Bubner against Hines. Bubner got it back to Abernethy. Gee, he's certainly tried hard all afternoon and been in brilliant touch. Chance for Smith. Out he goes. Pryor, well done. Trevor Rowe. Thomas is clear. Gee, they've given him a wide berth this afternoon. Thomas in the field. Runs it on. Put Chaplin under pressure. Thomas. Now Smith. Thomas will get it back again. Double play. Wobbles one to the half-forward line. Handley. Now Van Dommel. Sells the puck beautifully. Puts it up for Vandermaker. It's a bad kick. He's still got a chance. You'll need support. The big fellow whips out a handball. Back to Handley. And an airy. In there quickly is Abernethy. Now Leslie. Delaney got it from Phillips. Oh, Port Adelaide a chance here. Curtis can take it home.
Yeah, Stephen Curtis coming on during the third quarter finally. He's out there unopposed. Chips it over. Looking for Darren Smith. Hardly a chip. Oh, great kick. And found Smith with Brady hot on his heels. Smith hangs the ball up to Ball Ace. Ball Ace marks. Very few options upfield, Ball Ace. Hangs it up. Oh, nearly run Johnston, but not quite. Buckner knocked the ball away. Johnston has it now. At the back, Pryor. Over to Trevor Rowe. Having his 21st. Well, no, he didn't kick it. Chaplin finds the ball. Over the top goes Chaplin. Thomas. Longer the better Thomas has become. And Thomas chips to Van Dommel, his captain. Dommel tries to stop the dummy. Gets away with it. Three wheels. High kick. Looking for McAdam. Gives the impression he wasn't going to go for it, but he did. And marked it. Oh, gee whiz. How was that, Ian?
He thought he was off, Graham. I think McAdam thought he was off too.
Yes, I think he was going to concede the fact that maybe the bloke had caught him with the ball. But nonetheless, been a brilliant player today. Combination is the best player today. Academy's been just man. 17, 12 hand passes. What a performance. Delaney comes forward. At the back, Phillips. Picked up Abernethy. Port Adelaide's best player by far. Long kick by Belton. And Darren Smith's there. Oh, Smith wins it well. He's almost held after he handballed it. In goes Smith again off the ground. Brady. Belton. They fall over. McAdam. Magical skills. Sells the dummy. Comes back on his left foot. Handballs across. Picked up by Brady. Brady forcing himself on his oh no, goes right foot. I was going to say non-preferred kick. Brady to man. Finds the back. Can't get rid of it though. With any effectiveness. Ginnivan dropped it. Oh, umpire says no, play on. Phil Graham's there. Phil Graham wins the ball. Comes around his left foot. He likes that. Over the top. Oh, he should have held that. Jamie Thomas. He launches it away. 1 point only. Central District 23-13, 151. Leading Port 13-14, 92.
We're into time on, Graham. Well, it was a marvellous game for 3 quarters. Tight, tense, had everything. But of course the Dogs have now made a mess of all that. But it's still been a top performance. And the one that could see them on the top of the premiership table come 5 o'clock tonight. Harrison in the back pocket around the corner to John Harvey. Feel sorry for the Port Adelaide defence. They've had that many loose players running at them. They don't know what to do. Ball will go back as Harvey puts it up now. Williams can't bring it down. Butner's grab. Williams, likewise. Hines. Now Geneva. Borges. Port Adelaide into attack again. Johnson up at full forward at the moment. The big fella holds ground. Can't bring it down. Hodges has been quiet in the second half of the game. Puts it up. Left leg. Shoots the goal. Getting back on it is Scott Lee.
Can't take a trick, Port. They deserve the goal from that little forage into the forward line. High kick by Scott Lee. Darren Smith cartwheels back into it. Fires up. Let's hand him. 2 Rowan Smith. Pushes it up. Brings it back. Almost a mark. Not quite to Scott Hodges. Scott Hodges bumps up now. At the back to Belton. Belton chips. Hits the post. Well, that just about exemplifies Port Adelaide's last half today. They cannot take a trick. There was a goal gone begging to John Belton, and Port Adelaide sneak up to 13-16-94, trailing Central 23-13, 151.
Yeah, they couldn't get a kick in a street fight at the moment, Graham. But still, you know, you make your own luck. And this is another player with Thomas that I'd put high up in the best ground for the Dogs. Chapman also, McAdam I agree with, Bubner, gee, you name them, they've had some great players. Even Stewart on the half-back line brilliantly. Well, did he complete it inside? The umpire said yes. Hanley from centre goes towards the half-forward line, towards Smith, another top player. Lally, who's got to be high as well. Gee, I'm going to name the whole side. Smith back to Graham. Graham puts it up. Mandamaker on the lead. And that's it. What a pass. Already booted 6. The Mandamaker of 1988 works extremely hard. If he doesn't get the ball, he makes sure it stays in his area. Fights on like a bulldog. On this occasion, he's 40 out. Heads to goal, and I think he's dragged that one offline. I think that's about 6 goals 8. 6 goals 7. Well, I don't think you'll be discoing tonight.
Oh, great performance, Ian, by Rudy Mandamaker. The man mountain up there in the square. Delaney gave him a good battle at half-time, and even though the man's kicked 6, I would say Delaney would be Port Adelaide's better players. Delaney comes in now. Must go long. Not that it makes much difference whether he goes short or long at this point in time. Picks it up. Looking for Hines. From behind was Bubner. In comes Rowe. Does it easy. Rowe chips. Finds Graham. Oh, it's oh so easy for Central now. There are players unmarked all over the place. You can't blame Port. The game is out of their reach by a long chalk. 5 minutes into this last quarter, quite frankly. I felt they may have stemmed the tide a little, but they haven't. It's been just all the way since the start of this last quarter till now, some 28 minutes in. He kicked their first goal, their 7th and their 22nd. He's now going for their 24th. 22 kicks out. It's a great effort for centre half forward. Not many guys can boast that in an afternoon of football from that position. Oh, there it is. You saw it. Philip Graham's 4th goal. And Central move on to 24-14, 150. Giving Port an absolute hiding, 13-15, 93.
What a superb performance. Halfway through that second quarter, they took the lead and looked like they were doing it easily. At one stage, they had almost double the scoring shots of the but could only get about a 12-point advantage on the ball. But since then, the Dogs have gradually got on, and now they're bounding away.
Are they ever? And they certainly are an inspirational team, and they get better as the game goes on. Graham Smith. Some might call it day for him. Pryor. Clash of heads. Lally out the back. Williams was sat upon. Umpire didn't see it. Ball up, he says. John Hilton. One of the better umpires in league football, John Hilton. And one of the great bounces of the ball, might I add. Watch this one. Having said that, anybody make a mess of it? No, it's a great bounce. Hines and Bubner. Bubner wins out. The ground level was the free paid. For what I don't know, Ian, did you catch that one?
Hanging on against Rowan Smith, or for Rowan Smith, just getting back to bouncing the ball, Graham. I think if you can't bounce it at Elizabeth, you're not going to be able to bounce it. But I also agree with your comment that umpire Hilton is, if not the best, one of the top 3 bouncers of the footy. Gilbert McAdam, look at him go. Elusive, he's like an eel. So frustrating when you can't catch him, you can't put your hands on him. I think they call him Wilbur the Ghost. Girdham from the half-back line up towards Joe Thomas, who must be totally exhausted. In fact, he's breath for the old calf muscle out there, the toes. He's got cramp, and you can understand why. He's put everything into this game. He's been a great player for the Dogs.
Sure has he, and you've got to admire the man. He plays all over the ground too. John Harvey kicks the ball straight to Greg Smith, would you believe? Once again amplifying the pitiful plight of the Port Adelaide this quarter. Picked up by Van Dommel. Launches a little kick towards Mandamaker. Not quite. One hand up, picked up by Delaney. Goes out of John Harvey's out there by himself. I think he'll be able to retrieve the ball before it goes over the line. Just John Harvey traps it. Plenty of options. Goes long. Looking for Darren Smith. Up from behind is Brady. Down it comes. Picked up. Oh, there it is. The siren. Port Adelaide above. Their misery by the siren. Central District 24-14, 158. Beating Port Adelaide 13-15, 93. That's a total of 65 points, if you don't mind.